Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I am recovering from something. I don't know. Recovering from something. Um, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. I'm actually quite a good mood today, so decided, you know what, today is a better day than ever to address the allegations. Um, I'm at my grandma's house right now. Let me hold on. Actually, one sec. I don't know. Fucking make sure there's nothing doxable in the back. Ironic. Hold on. Make sure there's no one sec. She's okay. Cool. Folks, people. 8-bit microphone. Dude, my actual microphone is just not working. No, this is really awesome. This is a great start to addressing the allegations. One moment. Why would it not be working? The fuck is happening? Dude, I'm being sabotaged. I'm actually being sabotaged. Well, fuck. I didn't mean to. You know what, guys? I'm gonna have to reset my computer. So stay here for 2 more seconds. So I restarted my computer, and it's still not working. My mic, it turned on and everything. It's not a problem with the mic. It's a problem with my computer because I also have zero audio output devices either. So I don't really know what's going on that front. Is the audio at least listenable? It's really disappointing, I guess. If anybody knows what the fuck I should do, or why, like, all of a sudden, all my audio output has disappeared and my input is just not working, please let me know. If you can hear me, then it works. I mean, I don't know my mic, so my mic's not fucking working. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's just my webcam mic. So originally, to get into this, I've done a few days of reflection, okay, and I had written a pre-prepared manifesto, all right, bringing it back Destiny style. But I said, you know what? I tossed it because why do I need it? Why do I need to? Uh, why don't I just say what's on my mind? You know. So to start this off, the past couple of weeks have been very interesting, to say the least. I was acting like a total fucking idiot. Sped, obviously, I'm gonna own that. Essentially, in a fucking crude attempt at being funny, partially motivated by spite, in my Discord chat, IC chat, I had reposted the face of Lyle Convoy's wife, and I had said her name in VC, and then with my infinite luck, I guess at some point I had said her work, but I didn't know her work. I just fucking made something up, and apparently that is actually where she works. But then apparently that isn't actually where she works, because somebody called me yesterday and said that's not true. So I don't know what the fucking deal is with that. The only, like, that might sound like, oh, Aiden, that's total bullshit. You didn't fucking make up the workplace. We all know that's a lie. The only way to show you how I could have made that mistake is to leak what is allegedly her actual workplace, what I'm not gonna fucking do. But if you knew it, you would understand how that mistake was, like, totally possible. J-Stalk does, and he did say to me, like, yeah, that is a possible thing to do, right? Like, for example, here would be a good example. Let's say, like, I know that someone works at a pharmacy, for example, and then I go and I say, yeah, we're gonna pull up to CVS or some shit, right? And then it turns out they actually do work at CVS. But anyways, but I did actually leak the name. I didn't leak the name. I spread the name and I spread the face. I had stooped to behavior of people that I hate, people like Gilded Pooh, who had, in the years prior to his audience on YouTube, actually doxed this innocent woman. And I had stooped to their behavior, which is, for the sake of being funny and partially motivated by spite once again. And that isn't okay, and it's not going to happen again. It hasn't happened before. It was completely out of character for me. It's still a fuck up, but I think that's literally what it is, just like a fuck up. And yeah, so I appreciate that people that did see all of that didn't go and spread it outside the chat, and nobody got hurt, even though someone could have potentially gotten hurt. It was very reckless. It was very dumb. And then in this like mode of hyper defensiveness, I was trying to correct the record on literally fucking everything and unwilling to concede on some things because at that point in time, I had a feeling that like people were kind of out to like get me on certain shit because of unrelated drama that had been happening in the days before. And I kind of felt like, I don't know what I felt like. I was just like completely out of it. And yeah, I mean, that's really that. I reflected on it. I kind of feel back to normal, I guess. But I am, hold on. I believe you, but you shouldn't have said it was apparently wrong until you could confirm it yourself. Makes it, well, that, I can't, the problem is I can't confirm because then I asked the person claiming that it was for like the proof that it was, how he determined that. And then he had said, why would I send you her docs? But it's like the allegation is that I already know that information. So why would it be problematic for you to send me information you're already alleging that I know to be factual? So there is literally no way for me to confirm or deny other than going through this person's personal shit, which I have no intention of doing, whether or not that's accurate. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I fucking knew where this person worked or whatever. But I will own up on like the name and face shit. I had spread around someone's docs in my server. How does Village Shot declared your? That's cool. I don't particularly care. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Hold on. I think that there's only one way to really make up, though, for what I did, and I've decided that to just demonstrate how sorry I am for the Holocaust that was committed. We are releasing a clothing line, and all proceeds will be going to someone's wife. So just for those of you who are interested, our first t-shirt, I'm going to dox your wife. Okay, that's going to be $19.99. Great quality, not made in sweatshops. For our second piece of the merch line, I doxed someone's wife, and all I got was a lousy t-shirt. Then, for those of you that want something a little more down to earth, we have I Survived Wifegate. So we'll be we'll be raising money and paying reparations through my new clothing line. But yeah, I was originally the speech I just gave you, that was gonna be my original speech, and then I was gonna go through a list of like every single falsehood that I believed to have been spread in the course of this, but that is completely pointless. And as I've said, when it comes to anything I said that you might consider like self-sweeping, that's fine. This is all like a charity I've given covering others. But yes, I've said this before in regards to whenever you have like a drama against somebody that is disliked or whatever, whether it be as a result of that drama or like preconceived motivations to dislike that person, you're going to have everybody wanting to chime in and claim everything. And I've said that in those cases, it is going to be good to be especially critical of new claims, right? So there were things that were just not true that were said, and like I could go through the list, but that's completely pointless. And most of the time, it was made by like fucking shit or nobodies. But if you yourself have a grievance, I'm gonna open the lines, okay? And you can call in and express that to me. This isn't funny, my guy. Okay? So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that way. But yeah, going forward, I will, on this matter, not be addressing any typed grievance. So anybody who actually has a grievance can call in. All right. Hold on. We got our first caller on our second caller on the line. Hold on. Just want to make sure that my is my Discord mic working? No, it's not. Nothing works today. So fucking cool. Nope. If anybody knows how to fix the shit with my mic, please just let me know. All right, is this work? All right, there we go. If anybody knows how to fix this shit, please tell me. Gamma, what's up?
Buddy, I just want to say, I know we had a little fight, bro, but I really do fuck with like the all I got was this like lousy shirt.
If anybody knows how to fix the show,
I would just like to request one.
You want to request one?
If you could, yeah, if you could like ship one over to my house.
Yes, it will be on our new website coming out soon.
All right, bro. Thank you, appreciate it. Have a
good one. Take care. Thank you for the 20, Cal. What'd you say? I want the third one. Well, we will be, as soon as they drop, we'll be letting you guys know. What's up, Marcus? Hello?
Oh. Whoa. Hi.
Hello, what's up?
It's okay, Aiden. I forgive you, Aiden. I
Yeah.
hope. I'm just glad it wasn't my wife.
It's okay, buddy. It's
In
okay.
all honesty.
Just don't encourage any kids to make CSAM, and everything's gonna be all right.
Okay. Yeah, I forgive you, Aiden. It's okay. It's okay. I love you.
Take care, Mom. Bye-bye. All right. I don't like to do this, Wendy, but I'm just gonna have to block you. Thank you for the 5. Balls Mahone. Tom died to protect Aiden, just like Epstein died to protect the elite. You know what? Let's just get this out of the fucking way, because this is great. This is my favorite part of it all. Okay. I have consistently I have done many things wrong throughout this entire fucking drama, right? I've not, there's not been a single lie. But people have accused me now of lying about literally everything. Somebody was claiming because Queeman was going live with Gamma, there was going to be a debate with me, and it was the night before my flight, and I was actually trying to go to bed that night because I'd pulled an all-nighter the night prior, had to be up early. Someone was claiming that I was lying about going to bed, as if I was like scared to debate, all that shit. But as the Tom drama happened, I had reiterated a claim in my server that I had been told by Lyrics about Kai and Tom engaging in age play 2 years ago, and it was insinuated that I was just bullshitting, that I made this up. I think Toastify was one of those people. And I wondered to myself, God, man, it would be so great if this hadn't occurred over call and did occur over DMs. But my boy, Leo, it's not my boy, we barely talk, but he tries to call me, and he's given me permission to leak these DMs now, by the way. He's given me permission. The other participant in the conversation, the one who, if anything, has incentive to claim this didn't happen, because he's presently dating one of the participants in the alleged age play, well, he sent me a DM. How's this for a lie? How's this for a lie? We gotta talk. What I needed to say to you was years ago, when I told you that stuff, I thought I was lying that he told me that stuff. I thought it was a fucking lie. Where's the lie? I'll check donations 1 sec. Where's the fucking lie, bro? So he did tell this to me. He's admitting that he told this to me. And I demand an apology from anyone who said I lied about this. Okay. What I needed to say to you was years ago when I told you that stuff about Kai or Tom. It was bullshit gossip, which I was doing a lot around then. I mean, talking to Jalen of all people about all this, the Tom Carr stuff, was probably the dumbest example. I was exaggerating shit to gossip because I was a loser who was doing shit out of spite at the time. So it sucks you leaked one of my exaggerated lies, but I mean, I shouldn't have told them in the first place. So yeah, this was years ago though, man. So much has changed with me and my life. I'm just trying to move on with my own stuff. So there you go. You know what? I respect it. I respect that he is willing to admit that it was supposedly his lie that I was simply reiterating, and I didn't lie. It's almost like, by the way, if he never DM'd this to me, I would have been fucked. I have no way of proving to you guys I was being honest about that because it happened over a call, like a lot of things do. So it's almost like there are like literally some things that, like, he saved me on this one. He did save me on this one because, well, I just said why. Like, but yeah, and people like people before he sent me this, people like drop the logs. It was like, I said this happened over a call. Why? How would I drop the logs of a call from 2 years ago? Well, we'll get into whether or not I believe him. Hold on. I gotta check Streamlabs. So this is the thing. I have some problems with what he has said and some things to confirm what he has said. The stuff that he gave to Jalen, I will also now testify to a conversation that I can't prove, but due to my own investigation behind the scenes, the info that he gave to Jalen was partially correct. Tom never carved Kai's name into his chest. This never happened. But other aspects of that and other crazy shit was true. So it was like an exaggeration built into like a foundation of like actually true revelations. So if he's comparing it to that, I wonder if like there's partial truth to what he told me, if it was exaggerated. Shortly after this, I was hit up on Twitter by Kai herself, who's not given me permission to... hold on. One sec. Aiden made a few calls to take Tom down. I have no interest. Like, the thing is, and people are saying the leak came to get myself. People are already telling me, like, you're so lucky and shit. You want, like, before I had leaked that. To be honest, I leaked that on impulse. If this was gonna get me out of anything, it happened before that leak. The problem is this didn't get me out of anything. It got me out of like people's attention change. This doesn't fundamentally change anything that I did. I know it's like a meme to be like, oh, like, you're safe, whatever. This doesn't change shit that I did, whether Tom's in the wrong or in the right. Tom's always been nice to me behind the scenes. He kind of he's distanced himself from me after the commentary civil war began or whatever. Just like, and I'll say this, wait, hold on, I need to say one more thing before we actually go on to cut. We're transitioning between topics here. One more thing before I move on, okay? Although I concede to spreading the name and face of Lyo's wife, playing into tactics that were utilized by Gilded Pooh, in his YouTube video on Lyo, where he dragged her into this, and I stooped to the tactics that Lyo used by dragging someone's family into this who didn't deserve it and are not responsible for the actions of the person they're with online. In substance, nothing I've ever said about Lyo has like changed. People like Beckett and like Lyo's, and listen, we love Beckett, but people have been quick to like make this about my coverage. My coverage is all like fine. There's nothing in my like this guy did say, did admit on stream to promoting the idea of filming CSAM to a minor, etc. He did all this shit, right? None of that changes. I already, as well, just so we're clear going forward, the Lio coverage was already over before I left, and you could verify this on my stream. After we did like the 12-hour stream, I think I'd stated that's like the end of it unless he does something new. That's still in effect. I'm not going to promise anyone that I'm going to stop covering someone. I'm not going to cover him unless he does something like that again, where he says on stream that he's telling a minor to like film CSAM or some shit. I have no intention to cover him. The topic's milked dry. Yeah. Address Chubbs. Okay, good one. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back too, because the other thing too is like, I have not had like a major fuck up since I've been around. This is like the first one where it's like, yeah, like this could be like a career ender or whatever. So everybody that I've ever had like an issue with or brought legitimate grievances against, they all hit me up in DMs. Some to gloat, some to concern troll, some to just to like give you a list of people that have hit me up. I was hit up by Tommy C. I was hit up by Diorio. I was hit up by Cameron of 305. I was hit up by IA. I was hit up by Starbase. I was hit up by everyone who's like ever had. Dude, Kinetic Hell hit me up. Fucking. Still lie? Oh, where's the lie? Where's the actually? That's gonna be the fourth shirt. Name the lie. Quote the lie. Prove the lie. Leak the, okay. Well, actually, sir, I don't need to leak the Tommy DMs because Tommy did that for me. It was really fucking bizarre. Hold on. Where is this? Did he delete the tweet? Or does he just tweet a lot? Oh, here it is. Got it. All right, so he tweets this out to get like a dunk or whatever, and this is a DM from the summer when we initially like were falling, or well, this was June, right? But when we had our like initial falling out and shit, but he DMs me, you were good at picking friends. You were good at picking friends. Enjoy, Shifty. And I didn't respond. So I don't know why he felt the need to tweet this out. I guess he wants to prove that he can still DM me. I like how he actually removed the like 4.0 part, because what happened was he kept calling me Mr. 4.0. So I posted like my part of my transcript or whatever, and then I was like based. I love getting like the proper credit for my accomplishments. So he said, well, now it's Mr. Shifty 4.0, and then he dropped the 4.0 completely. Oh, Achito didn't reach out to me. Achito didn't reach out to me. What the fuck is this, bro? That is, you edited that, dude. You guys, you fucking edit. The problem is there are like so many people just like make so many fucking edits of like of commentary figures. I can't trust what's real or not. This isn't real, right? Right? It's real. Okay, it's real. Well, isn't this like a sign of like, I forget what organ it is, But isn't this a sign like some sort of organ failure? How is this unbelievable? Because, you know, I've seen fat people before, but like the way his fat is dispersed, it is like relatively strange, right? Because like the fat isn't, you know, it's partially on his face. It's not like really showing that much up there, or even on like the upper body. Like this is abdominal obesity, but I've never seen, this is like like in terms of the fat just distributing around the abdomen. This is one of the more extreme cases I've seen. Because you're right, it does look like he's pregnant. It does look like he has a bowling ball under his shirt. Yeah. I know about beer bellies and shit. A beer belly can not get that big, right? And also, this is the other part. This is the other part is no, I guess actually technically isn't Germany the fattest country in Europe? I was gonna say, in Germany, the food is so fucking shit that like managing to live in Germany and get fat is like, for me, it's like a big accomplishment, man. It's like, you, like the amount of slop you have to be shoveling down your fucking throat. I don't know. I need to call. Did I tell you guys I'm friends with this guy called Clavicular? And I gotta call him. We gotta get my buddy Tommy some advice. Anyways. And it's developing pretty rapidly because we have this, right? But then it goes from that to this. So it is like, it's getting worse. Aiden just lost all his German viewers. Dude, I'm gonna be getting calls from my German friends, dude. Is he another doxing friend of yours? Yes, we met at Doxworks Academy. It was yes, he is a dude. What is a doxing friend? What is a doxing friend? Yeah, we were dox veterans together. $2 from Patrick Starr. Tommy has become affected by Ethan Ralph's gunt. True? True? All right, let me just check Streamlabs real quick, and then we'll move into the Tom stuff. Believe it or not, I've actually not gone through the allegations at all, because unlike the claims made by the actual fucking absurd claims made by a certain British YouTuber, I don't use Kiwi Farms in my free. I think the only times I've looked at it, they've all occurred on stream. You could see this when I was covering the lemur shit. I was like, dude, I had no patience for Kiwi Farms because you have these like really invested like it's just not. I feel like the threads are not built for like the public consumption. It's built for the people who are already in on like logging. You missed my dono again? I'm going through all the donos right now. Hold on. I know I missed a few. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Me and my doxing clan are can we do like ranked doxing? Can we get like a dox Olympics going? I actually, dude, there was somebody that was in, I think it was Lia's chat or Beckett's chat, but they were advising to report me to the police. Dude, please do. Please call your police department and report me. Why can I not even get into Streamlabs right now? All right, here it is. Thank you, Peter. I saw an old stream of yours recently. I texted you private stuff that I don't want shown. Anyways, I felt like donating. Jesus loves you. Well, thank you for the donation. All the best, buddy. All the best. But I think you need money, Peter, more than I do, so I would not continue to donate. Do a docs tier list. True? One sec. I gotta update. I'm all over the place tonight. Give me a break. Give me a break. This was actually gonna be like a huge planned thing or whatever. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't need to do that shit. I'm tired of it all, man. I'm tired of it all. Who needs it? Who needs it? All right. Thank you for the 2, Patrick. All right, I already read that. Thank you for the 5. G's. Hey, Aiden, what's with the safe house? This is my grandma's house. And she is deaf, so I can be very loud. It's awesome. Any comments on the Parry Bridge burn? I just sit there at night and I cry to myself, remembering how I treated Parry like such filth. Okay? Like complete and utter filth. I realized that I didn't ask him if he wanted more water when me and Sol were buying that $200 dinner for him. I realized that I didn't ask if he wanted the waiter to pour him some more water. And this is unacceptable. And I've decided to seek counseling as a result of it. I'm glad you aren't quitting, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna quit. You can quit me. You can quit me if the things that I've done rightfully cause you a lot of emotion. You can quit me, but I'm not planning on quitting. Follows from Cloravetla. Give us a closer look at that painting back there. It's not a. It's like almost like a kind of collage thingy. I guess it is a painting. I don't know. It's a little weird how it's arranged. But yeah. How long is looking through this Tom shit gonna take? Look at what I sent you, Smile. All right, let's look at this. Custody agreement. Okay, good one. Good one, buddy. Good one. Did Tom give you ringworm? Tom did not give me ringworm. No, I know why I got ringworm. I got ringworm because I stayed in a hotel where they just don't know how to clean. And like there were like other people's hair was in that shit. I'm almost certain that that's how I got it. Are you gonna listen to Noel's interview? Of course I'll listen to Noel's interview. I have to get through all of this, don't I? I'm not planning on sweeping. This is like it but I'll get through as much of this as possible, and then there's gonna be a Chud Augie conversation, and there's gonna be fucking something else, and I'll just try to get through this quickly. The initial allegation, so I can get caught up. This was linked to me mostly by my good friend, my good buddy, the realest fucking person out there. I've been seeing you, bro. I've been seeing you. Okay? I've been seeing you. You were appreciated. I thought I was going fucking insane because, by the way, this was like the most like fucking like retarded of like the alligator where people were like taking like the fucking recorded VC of like the jokes and shit and acting like I actually wanted to go and like have sex with and kill this person's wife or whatever. 7K was the one that vouched because whoever released the recording of the call, there were just entire parts missing that I had actually stipulated during the call that I was not referring to rape. I only make rape jokes directed at men. Okay, I'm not a what is it, chivalry? I have chivalry, and also it was obviously a joke because no offense, but she's not my type. Anyways, Whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? I just lost everything again. All right, here we go. So I guess it's holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh my god. Why is there so much? Why is there so much here? Dude, I'm still going up. It's still never ending. All right. It starts with this. Hi, Kiwi people. I dated Tom for a few months after meeting him on Tinder. I'm not super into internet stuff and had no idea what Kiwi Farms was, but this page was always his #1 search Safari thing that pops up on iPhone when he went to Google something. When I asked him about this website, he got super defensive and weird about it, so I obviously looked into it and found all this crazy shit, like him admitting to being bisexual. Wait, why is that huh? Is that crazy? I don't feel like that's that crazy. Personally, for personal reasons. Message the owner of this website, Joshua Moon, to get the code to post here. Damn, she's going through all the fucking stops. Basically, I started to get suspicious about all the e-girls he's followed / interacted with, and he started raging at me. He also lied to me at first with the fact he does YouTube. He did dick pics. He lied to me at first about the fact that he does YouTube. That's one of those lies where it's actually totally fun. That is a lie I will admit to telling. I don't tell people I do this shit. I tell people I do freelance online work or some shit, right? People do treat you differently when they learn that you do this, especially when you're a bigger creator like Tom. That's like nothing. I think that's nothing. That's a fine thing. If it's like a initial interaction or whatever. Instead, you just don't, you could technically give a version of the truth. You don't even need to lie. Or you could just say like, yeah, like I do like online work. I help with digital content creation or some shit. Right? Which would hold. I need to turn on the air, dude. My grandma likes to keep it on like fucking 80 degrees. Did Aiden and Tom ever? No, it was not butt stuff. It was no stuff. Hold on, here that 1 sec. I gotta fucking turn on the air. No e-girls ever, okay? I will say this, all right, about Parry. I will say this about Parry. Parry saved me, man. Parry saved me. That, in hindsight, the thing that you all know about, that you all want to make fun of me for, that was a disaster waiting to fucking happen. So in some facets, Parry saved me. At some point, you have to tell them, though. Yeah, you can tell them. Or you do have to tell them somewhat if you're starting. But that she specifies this was at first, and at first, I think that's okay. Like when I moved schools and shit, I had this problem where, because nobody wanted to fucking talk to me before they knew I did YouTube and shit, and I like would believe the people who were talking to me were only doing so because they knew I did this shit. So when I moved schools, I didn't fucking tell anybody because I wanted to make actual friends. All right, time to go watch Himpleton instead. Thank you for being the narrator of your life. Robert Log number 2. I've just pushed out of my chair and gotten up to go to the fridge and eat an entire tub of ice cream. Dude, I appreciate the narrations, Robert. Message owner of this website, Joshua Moon, to get the code to post here. Basically, started to get suspicious about all the e-girls, felt social interact with, and he started raging at me. He also liked me the fact he did his oh wait, she didn't specify it first. So, or no, she did say it first. Okay. I was about to be like, did I just lie? I didn't lie. She did say that. He did some crazy shit, like kicked holes in a wall at a house he was renting because some e-girl who copies Belle Delphine got hacked, and the hacker was blackmailing him with his dick pics. Property destruction in response to anger, no matter how severe the anger is, does show a complete degree of immaturity, but I think that immaturity was already demonstrated with his like cheating take. But I gotta be honest, if there was ever a reason to like break holes in your wall, it would probably be because a blackmailer has photos of your dick, right? That would be a nightmare scenario, and that's probably why you shouldn't send nudes ever. This guy is a real freak and likes to record sexual encounters without asking first almost every time. I know for a fact he's done this to at least one other girl. Serial gooner, and has flown out several e-girls to sleep with. He told me he has a file on his computer called Just In Case that's basically voice memos or calls from his exes to blackmail them with in case they ever say something about him. Thought I would get the message out and confirm y'all's suspicion. Also, if this gets out to warn other young women in the Texas area about this dude. Okay, so the most serious part is the recording sexual encounters, right? That's insane. She hasn't obviously provided evidence of this, but once again, that's going to be something that that would make sense. You wouldn't have evidence to substantiate. Believe it or not, yeah, like people, even if it's out of their control whether they have evidence or not, you don't need to accept the claim as true. You don't need to accept it as false either. But the lack of evidence does not necessarily indicate that something is false, right? It would just, you take a neutral position on it. Then these texts get leaked, I guess. Everything good? I don't know, I'll explain later. It has nothing to do with you. An ex of mine got hacked, basically, and some stuff's probably going to be dropped online. Photos, they emailed my family. Okay, bruh, it's okay. I've no idea. This has never happened to me. I guess this is a different conversation. Is she the one who looks like Belle Delphine? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Do you think my type is Belle Delphine Lamount? No, like emo huzz of that nature. I prefer you just dress normal, to be honest. I don't want to be with them anymore. It's better this way. Yeah, this shit does kind of make me want to anti-hero a little. I think even anti-hero a little bit, but it's fine. I must count my blessings. What does that mean? Kill myself? Not really, but like, damn, this is stressful and gay. What is wrong with these texts? The echo is crazy. I don't have any, my mic just isn't fucking working. No dumbass and hero. What does that fucking mean? Okay. I'm not alleging anything illegal or saying it was revenge porn or anything. What I meant was he wouldn't ask for... Hold on, I want to check it. Somebody sent me a website. And I just want to make sure that it's all cool. By the way, while I have everybody here, upon popular demand, we have decided to bring the infamous, notorious... What is going on now? The fuck is happening? Why did this just... What is going on? So I guess my other... Are you going to cover the Mark Carney speech at the World Economic Forum? No Klaus Schwab, I don't care. But I have decided to, upon popular demand, and to save people from Gamma, who I heard had a very gay crash out today, bring back the notorious, infamous Icy Chat. But here's the stipulation. For 48 hours, it will be open to anyone and everyone. After those 48 hours, if you are just like completely incompatible with everyone else in chat, you might be kicked and we might close it up, or I'll just keep it public forever. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be open. Total amnesty. No, well, yeah, there's no minors allowed in the server, so it's kind of a given, right? Can I just get like a fucking TLDR of these allegations? I'm already late to this shit. I want to watch the Augie Chud combo. Anyone want to call in and give their old lazy pal Aiden a TLDR? Very gay stream title. Problem? Problem? Issue? Concern? I think the worst part that like I've seen from this is what she looks like, bro. Like one of these girls, like, it's really bad what she fucking looks like, man. I mean, I feel bad if he actually did some fuck shit to her, but there was one he posted a photo of that's like, holy shit, man. Holy fuck. Some of your mods of Icy Chat are in love with Hellbent, by the way. I wonder who you're talking about. It beats me. Oh wait, Internet Versus did. Okay, yeah, no, thank you for telling me that. I forgot that Internet Versus existed. Okay, so we'll get an Internet Versus trademark TLDR, and then we'll watch the Augie Chud combo. Let me just turn, because I'm using an iPad as a second monitor. So let me just turn down the brightness on the shit so it doesn't keep like auto dying on me. There we go. All right, put that in. The Chud Augie combo is kind of boring, to be honest. Wait a minute, what is that? No, I want Internet Versus. Why is it? Dude, this is awesome, man. This is really cool, bro.
More updates on the Turkey Tom allegations as now more ex-girlfriends have come forward.
Why does he progressively look more and more like a serial killer every time I see him? Listen, bro. I'm not gonna hairline shame. It's okay. It is okay to have as a guy, no more hairline shame. But we got styles in now for that shit. Put it forward. Use some like sea salt spray, a blow dryer, fluff that shit up in the front. Like, you don't have to do this to yourself.
Along with various infighting among the accusers, with one of them calling another an attention seeker. Turkey Tom's long-term ex-girlfriend Kai put out a document somewhat defending Tom, specifically talking about that during their 3-year relationship, Tom never recorded her without consent or was in any way violent to her domestically. Simply that they had a toxic relationship.
Oh, wait. No, you're right. This is the second one, so we'll watch the first one.
Commentary YouTuber Turkey Tom has gotten into controversy.
Yeah, Connor gets these out quick. I made a I made a docket for him for one of these videos temporarily. I missed out so hard when he came to me with the idea of Internet Versus.
YouTuber
I said to, because he needed to hire people to do it. I said like, I forgot what our agreement was, but I was gonna give him like $300 now for like a total return of, I think it was what, $900. But the bank transfer, I guess I procrastinated so long, and he started the channel so quick, and it took off so quick, and became self-sustaining so quick, I never got to make my investment.
Turkey Tom has gotten into controversy when two girls he had previous relations with went to Kiwi Farm.
We found a full out for you. What's the full out? Everyone knows what you did, Aiden. You lied. And worst, you hate Mexican. I'm sure there's at least one Mexican that I hate. Someone else. I don't fucking know. Actually, I didn't meet many Mexicans growing up. All like the Hispanics that I knew were from like Honduras and the Dominican Republic and, you know, New York and shit. Don't get my hopes up, buddy. Do not get my hopes up. Bro! Dude, there is no shot. Dude, because the shoe, I think that happened the day after I visited his house. I did feel like I kind of went crazy for a minute there.
Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Is this centered? I think this is fucking centered. Okay. Dude. Holy fuck, this is not centered at all. Okay. How's it going? How's it going? I think that's ever so slightly better. Okay. Oh, dude, I had to completely redo my setup. Holy fuck. Download Fusion. I will absolutely not be downloading Fusion. Thank you very much for the recommendation. Dude. Fuck me. Yeah, so,
Is a cough a part of this, by the way? Because I have this cough that has just not gone away.
some of you may have heard. Almost died. I almost died. Streaming is a very, very dangerous business.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? This is a joke. Carbon monoxide poisoning affects the brain and heart the most. Exposure over time might lead to... Dude, what? Dude, did I not say... Dude, was I not saying that it felt like I had the fucking flu with no fever? Bro, there is no fucking... I know this is cope, but that is like... unironically, all of these symptoms, I didn't lose muscle control, I just had like muscle soreness and shit. But all of these other symptoms did. Dickers made me die. Unironically, new shirt, that's gonna be our 5th shirt. Dickers made me dogs. So this guy poisoned me, then got me drunk, then in a predatory fashion sat by idly and laughed as I engaged in impulsive, reckless behavior, and then reveled in his opportunity to get a one-up on me over this. This guy sounds like a fucking maniac. Holy shit. Also, I do need to say, speaking of like lying in the context of relationships, remember how I've had this joke ongoing for a while that Dicker's girlfriend isn't real? Well, I went to his house, and she was supposedly home. She was supposedly home. I never saw her. I was like, am I gonna meet her? Is she gonna? He's like, oh, she's busy. She's doing something upstairs. I never met her. I never saw her. I never saw proof of life. She was apparently in the fucking house. I was there for hours. I never saw her.
Farms to expose and allege various things about their past. One girl claimed that her and Tom dated for months and alleged that while they were doing things, Tom would record her without consent, and that he is, quote, a serial gooner and has flown multiple e-girls out to hook up with them, and various other comments about their intimacy.
Dude, it's all been planned. Dude, it's all been... This guy was a part of the deep state from the fucking beginning. It's all been planned. This was it. They wanted to take me down for speaking the truth. Interesting. Very, very interesting stuff.
Along with this, she alleged that a different girl Tom got with was hacked, causing the hacker to get access to suggestive photos of Tom, and this hacker used it to blackmail him. A second girl also joined the thread alleging various things against Tom, such as...
and you could watch the Dick... I actually was like partially falling asleep on Dicker's stream, which has never happened to me before, by the way. I was like actually like... I was like... I felt this like surge of tiredness out of nowhere. And I kept like kind of hinting to him that I wanted to end the stream. Dude, I was breathing in carbon monoxide.
Being into age play, claiming he once said it's, quote, awesome she looked like a little girl after intercourse. Additionally, stating that Tom was very violent during the acts in general, leaving her bruised in the face. Some of these claims have various forms of evidence, and some of these claims do not and are just testimony so far. But regardless, please do not harass anyone involved in this situation. Welcome to the internet versus Turkey Tom. It started over on QE Farms, but Leia Sapienti also posts a summary of the situation.
I'm not saying that that's the reason it's crazy. I'm not saying that's responsible. I did. I'm saying like I did like the physical symptoms. Like if I actually was poisoned by carbon monoxide, that would be like crazy. It's never happened to me before. But like as like all like the physical shit all fits. The physical stuff does all fit, which is why it's probably a joke. Oh, it was a gas leak. Never mind.
By attaching some of the QB Farms posts and captioning them by saying, YouTuber Turkey Tom is facing allegations by a previous ex-girlfriend whom he dated for 7 months, and a 2-month fling, of recording S encounters with them without consent. This ex is also stating that nothing illegal happened, and it's not revenge corn, while coming forward with the allegation. This ex also stated they were considering contacting the police, but didn't. Starting, the ex lets folks know that one of Tom's ex-girlfriends was hacked, and the hackers were blackmailing him. The allegations continue with the accusation that Turkey Tom hit this fling and bruised her face. The fling also states that Turkey Tom is into age play. The ex that made the initial KF post states that Turkey Tom was rough during S encounters and would choke and hit her as well.
He was rough during S&M encounters? I mean, I don't want to get like a Dickers clip where I'm like, this is really normal or whatever, but in the context, like, did they say S&M? And like the context like BDSM shit, depending on how far you're taking it, bruises can be normal for BDSM. The question then becomes, I guess, did you go into it with like, what were the boundaries that were established beforehand? Was there a safe word organized? Did he stop when you became uncomfortable with it, etc.? Obviously, this like those sorts of fetishes are like degenerate and shit and embarrassing. The question is like, did this constitute like physical abuse? Papa Gut is also into rough sex, apparently. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being it just depends on, is your partner also down with that shit?
Tom's show with commentary streamer Nicholas Diorio and commentary YouTuber Lord Vega is also on hiatus. It is unknown
because most people will not be into that. That's why that would be like a compatibility thing.
why it's on hiatus, but it was announced tonight on Nick's stream. Only testimony was provided on Kiwi Farms, and no further evidence was provided. Kiwi Farms is asking for further evidence from the fling and the ex. Then attached to Leia's post is a cropped screenshot, but here is the full screenshot. It's from Sacramento89 on Kiwi Farms, and they say, "Hi Kiwi people, I dated Tom for a few months."
Aiden trying to make it seem like he doesn't have all these, not age play, not the other stuff either, but especially not age play.
After meeting him on Tinder. I'm not super into internet stuff and had no idea what Kiwi Farms was, but this page was always his #1 search to Safari thing that pops up on iPhone when he went to Google something. When I asked about this website, he got super defensive and weird about it, so I obviously looked into it and found all this crazy shit, like him admitting to being bisexual. Messaged the owner of this website, Joshua Moon, to get the code to post here. Basically, I started to get suspicious about all the e-girls he's followed / interacted with, and he started raging at me. He also liked me at first about the fact he does YouTube. He did some crazy shit, like he kicked holes in a wall at a house he was renting because some e-girl who copies Belle Delphine got hacked, and the hacker was blackmailing him with his dick pics. He continued to talk with her after the fact. I have screenshots confirming all of this. Attached a couple, but I think I have more. This guy is a real freak and likes to record S encounters without asking first during almost every time. I know for a fact he's done this to at least one other girl. A serial gooner and has flown out several e-girls to sleep with. He told me he has a file on his computer called Just in Case. Text messages. The first one is scale Tom. This is never the Twain. Just corner anything. What I meant was he wouldn't ask before and proceed to take his phone out of mid-S activity to film, and sometimes I wouldn't notice till like 15 to 30 seconds after he started filming. I have no idea if this is illegal or not, but yeah, he wouldn't ask before. Reached out to an ex-girlfriend of his. He would do the same thing to her. The blackmail he has on his computer is phone calls and texts, I believe. Most of them are from his ex-girlfriend named Kai. Here is a picture from when
Now I haven't read Kai's response yet, but I have heard rumors that Kai did utilize threats in the past of like career ruination. So if Tom's like being super paranoid and like preemptively preparing shit to defend himself, that might make sense. I'd give you a super chat, but I can't because I'm in Vietnam. I'm not gonna ask why you're in Vietnam, buddy. What time zone are the Discord logs you released in? They're in Pacific, even though I'm in Florida, because I haven't switched my computer over.
we matched on Tinder. Don't have the messages from when we matched anymore. Attaching a screenshot of a Tinder match. Kosherfarms.net then replies asking her, what is your main reason for posting to this thread? Why did you and Tom break up? Also post more screenshots. And she replies, the main reason I'm posting to this thread is to kind of warn people, mostly women, about this guy. The reason we broke up is actually because I mentioned this website to him and that I saw some crazy stuff about him online / his history with e-girls bothered me. Pic is about the Belle Delphine type girl who was hacked. I'm suspicious of cheating because he did not block her after the fact and apparently she was still talking to him. Then attached are these messages where it starts at the top where Tom is saying, turns out I can't do anything. Welp. And then replies to a message where she said, what really pisses me off is that I spent a week painting their poker table and they outside using it as a beer die table. And Tom,
Did I feel, hold on, quick interruption again, a quick derail, quick sidetrack, while we're here. I just need to do a quick retrospective on something. Oh wait, I can't find it.
These earplugs make your commute.
Okay, I don't care about your fucking earplugs to make my commute easier. Dude, where is... This is from a month ago. I can't find the VOD that I'm looking for. Never mind.
says it is cool. Then she says, is it like nudes or something? Then there's another unrelated message that Tom replies to true to. And then she says, you can press the charges. And then Tom replies to what I believe is meant to be, is it nudes? And says, a lot more. It'll be fine. I mean it. I could figure out who he is. Yeah, it's like 7 pictures of me with my D out. Kosherfarms.net then again replies saying, very interesting. Did he happen to say anything notable to you after you did that? Anything about the reputation of the forum? Were you specifically the one to break things off or was it Tom? Also, were you aware of Tom's internet presence before you started dating him? Or did you find that out later? And she replies, like I said, he lied to me about who he was, but I figured it out pretty quickly like on our first date, lol. He said it was weird for a girl he's dating to look at a gossip website.
It is not abnormal to obscure the fact that you're like popular online on the first date. I think that's fine. I think it's a problem if it goes more than a first date and you're still hiding that shit. Because if things work out on the first date, you now know you have a genuine connection without that factor being in play, and she's willing to continue seeing you without knowing that, then you can be open about that.
Told me before I should never look him up online, lol. The breakup was kind of mutual, but also I sort of crashed out on him about his past with the e-girl / dick pic thing, so I understand it. He could probably use my mini crash out during and right after our breakup against me, but everything I said was truthful. Lana then replies asking, do you have any evidence he flew out e-girls to sleep with? Did he tell you this or did you discover this somehow? Was it during your relationship? And she replies, told me this. It was before our relationship, to my knowledge, not during. He was hella careful about texting stuff, but I reached out to one of his exes I knew he was with. She's like an e-girl type, and she confirmed. She has more evidence than I do. Sent me pictures of her face being bruised after going to a meetup with them. Then just to jump around a little bit, we'll go to Leia following up their original post. They have various screenshots of what has been called a fling in the situation, and Leia captures this additional pictures. This is the first picture attached from March 10, 2024 from this girl's.
Seeing Tom today. I'm not sleeping. I have to go to the airport in 3 hours. Lol. Listen, pot calling the kettle black here, but break it off, buddy. Break it off, man. Break it off.
Instagram where she says, seeing Tom today. I'm not sleeping. I have to go to the airport in 3 hours. Lol. Then this one from 5 days later where she posts this picture.
Because it's like, what's funny about you not sleeping? Why have you like this for me would be like a deal breaker. What is funny about any of that? You have to go to the airport in 3 hours? Why are you laughing out loud over this fact? What is funny about it? Absolutely nothing.
Seeing Tom today. I'm not sleeping. I have to go to the airport in 3 hours. Lol. Then this one from 5 days later where she posts this picture of herself in a caption, and I still have this stupid bruise on my face. Leah continues saying additional pictures with testimony from the fling, and it's her saying on March 11th, if I'm getting used, I'm going to end my shit, especially because he's beating me damn near and I'm just letting it happen because I want him to date me. Guys, I might snap and have to confess my love and insanity to him. I think hiding my BPD isn't working. Need him to know I'm really insane and already attached. Then Leah attaches these images of her and her face. Then attaches this a screenshot from a Kiwi Farms post where the user says,
if this girl is like that infatuated with you, she might be obviously consenting to shit she doesn't actually want. Like really rough sex, the type that does cause bruises, is if that's established in advance that like both of you are into that kind of shit, like that kink, then like by all means. But if this is somebody that isn't otherwise into this, that is only consenting to please you because they're desperate to do so, then their like capacity for meaningful consent in that instance is probably impacted. And you shouldn't continue to engage.
the bruise on my face was real. Here's multiple different photos and timestamps of it, lol. I don't know if I got it from him hating me or holding my mouth closed, but he did both, so it could have been either. He even commented on the bruise the next day, not even apologizing. Just said that he was scared to take me in public because I look like a victim. Some users in the thread, like Jandal, also pointed out responding to this girl who is left for dead on Kiwi Farms, also known as Clorox Katie, and Jessica Pistol screenshots this, posting Jandal's Kiwi Farms post on Twitter, captioning it, one of Turkey Tom's accusers, Clorox Katie, also exposed 2 other people. Usually when an e-girl has multiple allegations, it's a bad sign. And Jandal says, I think some people are confused. This is Left for Dead, aka Clorox Katie.
Is that necessarily a bad sign? I mean, I get maybe it could be a sign that they're, but no, there are legitimately like women that do get victimized in different, especially if you're like, and this doesn't make it more justified just because you're like promiscuous with sex, but like the likelihood of sexual assault, obviously, not just sexual assault, but like anything that would warrant allegations in general is going to go up with the amount of partners that you have. And it would not be like, it's not necessarily going to be a deal breaker just because things have happened to you that are supposedly worthy of allegations multiple times. The question then comes down to, okay, what is the substance? Like, what is the substance of those allegations? Is she writing some like doc on a guy because things didn't work out on the first date and he went and moved on to other options and she feels used or some shit? Like,
who is also the woman who helped expose Jet Neptune and said Chris Lynch sent her $100. She is not the lolicon p-baiter. However, she doesn't seem too far off. Attaching images of her and what seems to be a lolly character possibly, and another image of her in an outfit. Both seem to be from her Instagram, most likely. And there is more various allegations that we will get into as the video goes on, but as these things initially broke, more things happened in the story. Like Nicholas Durio was live, and as some people gave him backlash for not covering the allegations, like Michael Alberto who tweets out, Nicholas Durio, self-proclaimed our reviewer, is being ratioed for ignoring the Turkey Tom allegations by the audience tonight on stream. Attaching a screenshot of Nick's tweet where he says,
can you cover your own allegation? I mean, like, what do you feel has been covered? I could talk about anything additional you might have.
Night chat, thank you. And Smackledagger replies with a picture of an elephant in the room saying, address me. Nick Andros replies to Smackle by saying, why did you not pivot your whole stream to platform unverified information freshly dropped onto a notorious doxing/gossip website about your longtime friend before you even know if it's in the public interest or just embarrassing stuff a vengeful ex has leaked to humiliate them? Have a little patience, Ninja. And Najdi says, didn't he stream about IDubbbz boxing coach's unverified claims the moment it dropped? And Valorum says, reacting to a pre-taped interview is a bit different than browsing the KF live on air, partner. Christian says, comparing somebody allegedly essaying someone among other things to somebody IDubbbz's wife might have had a crush on a guy named Gabe really isn't the same thing and not very career destroying. Throwaway also tweeted out this clip from Nick's stream at the end of it, right before he ended stream with the caption, Nicholas Durio guesses his half-baked podcast with Turkey Tom will be on hiatus following Tom's allegations.
Oh, just to be clear, I have seen literally nothing of what's occurred tonight, but my understanding is that Half-Baked is on hiatus for a little while, so we will see.
I think it's probably going to be fair for Durio to not want to talk about this the day of. I think that's probably fair.
In the next couple days, where that goes. But yeah, let's hit some donuts. So I don't know if we're gonna be doing another. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I imagine not a lot of that for a while.
High Value Man replies to the clip by saying, oh no, my co-host is based
Nick Andros sweep it. No, it's easy to become like a sheep of the other herd. Like, yeah, like Durio cringe, whatever. But yeah, we should like be nuanced with this shit. And yeah, I think it's probably gonna be fair. to not be covering this the day of while this is like still actively developing. And obviously people can lie and say it's nothing personal or whatever, but like personal connection, it may like make you exceptionally biased in your coverage. You can refrain as a result of that. I mean, I don't necessarily, just off of like not covering it on the first day alone, I don't know about the later developments, but just off not covering it on the first day alone, I'm not gonna have like exceptionally strong criticisms for Diorio in that regard, right?
Yeah, and Slice E-Girl posting off his YouTube clout, and Lollerkin says, being an S-Pest who fucks with vapid girls who thinks YouTube clout is cool is awesome to anyone who's mentally 15. Yeah, I agree. And High Value Man says, everyone's very proud of how mature you are. Back over to the Kiwi Farms thread, Blue Curbo replied to Sacramento by saying, has he ever dated any of those age play girls? I saw him follow a couple a while ago. And Sacramento says, the girl he sent D-pics to and got hacked was an age play / Belle Delphine type girl. I sent the screenshots about the blackmailer guy here earlier. He told me he went to meet up with her but was too weirded out and went back home. Her account has been posted in this thread before. I believe it's at Creepy Hoarder. Noel, the owner of Kiwi Farms, also then replies to the thread by saying, at Sacramento sent me 2 pics of herself with Turkey Tom and of herself by herself with a note and a fashion accessory that matches the photos with Turkey Tom. Lena then replies to Sacramento saying, were you aware of who he was before you started dating, seeing as you screenshot your Tinder match? Like, what did his bio say about what he did for a living? Did he ever physically abuse you? You said he was a gooner. Was he a freak with specific kinks he wanted to live out with you? Did he have any real life friends he hung out with that knew about his behavior? And she replies, didn't connect the dots about who he was till after. His bio was blank, might have said videographer. His Tinder profile was mostly just pictures of him flexing. Usually his phone covering is.
Was he a freak with, dude, these guys are like the paparazzi. It's so great. It's so great. Once again, if it's between consenting adults, like in terms of like an actual moral condemnation, if there's like a appropriate like consent and the other party has meaningful capacity to give consent that's not being impeded by them having some BPD infatuation or whatever, then there's not really going to be a strong moral claim there. But in regards to the fetishes themselves, like, yeah, it is like totally embarrassing. It's like way more funny than like half the shit that the laughing at the lol cows types like to cover. And it's completely appropriate for people to want to post about this all day and make fun of it and shit. Which is why, once again, another quick interruption, it was so fucking bizarre to me, Alex Gekmo's behavior, and it almost made me, at the time, believe that this guy was like doing a not so subtle job at like defending a fetish that he is like personally vested like interest in defending, because even when I was in the middle of my like controversy and shit, right, the cards were not in my favor on this. He could have easily dunked or whatever. He just like, he kept making tweets, feeling the need to let everyone know, you know, I don't care about the kinky sex. I don't care about the kinky sex. I don't care about the kinky sex or whatever. And it's like, you literally made like 5,000 tweets like about like lyrics looking like a fucking weirdo with like makeup on and shit, which is fine. You can laugh at that. I laughed at that too. But why is this now the thing? First of all, if you don't find this particularly funny, don't want to laugh at it, that's also fine. I'm not going to get on you for not finding something funny. But this like weird need to emphasize how much you don't care about this specific aspect, despite it being like more embarrassing than the shit you regularly like tweet about, it's just like, it really fucking strange. Because he's like tweeting out, I don't care if Turkey Tom like kinky sex. What the fuck is this cope? And then I've read all the recent Kiwi Farms posts and Tom's threat. Instead of elaborating on the important details like sex recordings, she's talking about how Tom got her Hello Kitty gifts. This is fucking retarded. Why are you so determined to let us know how much we shouldn't care about the age play kink? Aren't you the same guy that made 100 posts because lyrics put on makeup? Yeah, because makeup is gay. I understood why that offends you so much, though. I didn't realize when I made those comments that you two were also wearing makeup on a daily basis. I mean to attack you personally. You think makeup should be used by women to make themselves look like little girls, so putting concealer on was wasteful in your eyes, I'm sorry. And then I asked him what happened to his tweets, and he said, I realized I didn't want to argue about kinky sex with a guy in his community who got turned down by a girl on Discord. The cope is unreal, bro. The cope is unreal. The cope is insane. The seething is happening.
His face. I don't want to get into anything illegal, but during S, he was very rough, would choke and hit me in the face. I don't think anyone he knew IRL knew about this. And Kosher Farms replies asking, is that where the bruise on that other girl came from? And she says, yes, he could hit pretty hard. There's also other posts in the thread, like from Left 4 Dead, who has up till now been described as in the fling, making an account and saying, hi, finally made an account. Yes, so Tom is extremely harsh during S. I've been down the kink road in my life, and how he acts is actually just evil and almost sadistic. Not even kinked up, just actually a Patrick Bateman type gooner. The first girl already posted some of the screenshots, but if anyone has questions or wants specific proof, I'll try to see if I can answer. He also said how it was, quote, awesome I looked like a little girl, end quote. The first time we had S. Told me he was excited to learn I had BPD. Shut the fuck up. Because girls with it love harder. Lil, so retarded. And another common thing brought up among various reactions is the allegation by Left 4 Dead that she would bleed after having intercourse with him. So this is a section from one of her posts where she says, okay, the rest is random texts with friends and family about my time with him and how he made me bleed and was low-key scary. And there's 4 text messages here. The first one, she says, I lost my dad pen. And the user replies, Rip Katie. She says, so mad. They say, and it sounds like you've been having a terrible time with Tom as well. And she says, more like I'm just in my head so insanely bad. Can't be normal even for a day. And the user says, lol. Then they say, sibling, this is an urgent request. I need boxes for tomorrow, revealing that this is her sibling. Then there is a second text where the anonymous user says, how's the peen? She says, insane. Too much, honestly. He's MMAing a video in front of me. Insane. And they say, is he the same in person or diff? And she says, yes. Even crazier IRL. I have a plush of him now. And the user says, cute. And then she sends pictures. Then there is what appears to be another user, maybe the same one. And she says,
destroyed my pussy. Couldn't say. Bruh literally made me bleed and not like period blood. It is so red. Is this the part that like Dickers was saying is normal? Is this the listen, okay, I up until a while ago, I was a virgin, okay, I'm inexperienced in this area, I will say. I don't know what the norms are with this, but I minus like having your period, I don't think it's normal to to bleed during fucking sex. And then also like, if you two are agreeing to do BDSM shit in advance, once again, like, BDSM can be fine if you're working out, like, safe words and shit. Was there any, like, did he even, like, try to do that?
destroyed my pee. Couldn't say on IG because a redacted name is on my close friends, but it literally made me bleed and not like period blood. It's so red. And the user says, oh my God, you should go to gyno. And then she says, I'm gonna, lol. And then a message with another user where they say, liar, liar. And she says, literally, bitch, he made me bleed. And the user says, oh girl, hey. And Left 4 Dead says, it's too damn much. And that's crazy for me to say because I'm a freak horror goblin. I don't know how I had S with redacted 10 times in a day. And then 2 redacted unrelated messages. And her friend saying, yeah.
10 times in a fucking day?
Freak ho for sure. Leah something that continues their original thread by saying, additionally, small commentary Dr. Aiden Underground / Aiden Projects is taking
Dude, so based. So based. Small commentary doxer in the house.
He said an ex of Turkey Tom's Kai is into age play, attaching a message from Aiden where he says, fuck it, dude, I'm leaking. Kai is into age play. Lyrics told me when he first broke up with her. Lyrics confided in me like 2 years ago at this point that Kai likes to pretend to be a little girl during S and did this with Tom. That's why I went so insane when Lyrics got back with her. Critical Shogun quote tweets an old post from Turkey Tom on May 13, 2023, where he said, I refuse to change my diaper. And Shogun quote tweets it saying, sigh. And more people reacted like a Keemstar who tweets out, Turkey Tom did what? And Ricky Burbick replies with this video.
Let's pretend this water bottle is an e-girl.
You gonna drop the... Dude, I love the people that don't understand that, like, time is linear, and they don't understand there actually is a past where I did drop, like, the logs. That past being, like, what, at this point, 20 minutes ago? You could just, like, rewind.
Turkey Tom did.
Shockmouth says, trusted the wrong women. And Who Cares replies, well, he knew he was doing that. That's why he has a blackmail folder, lol. And Shockmouth replies, even Batman carries around some kryptonite. Valorant replies to Keemstar by saying, literally nothing. But there's 2 whores being milked by about 30 dudes over at KF because he didn't wipe them up after he flew them out to fuck them or something. Chud Logic also tweeted out, Turkey Tom bros. Not like this. Kylo tweets out this edit of Turkey Tom.
Because to me, if he didn't even have consent to record the video, then this is a whole different ballgame. Like, it's a whole different plan of action of like how I'm going to process what's going on.
Right. But to your knowledge, he did have consent to record, just not to share it.
Just to me, like, recording somebody and then without their knowledge and leaking it is like a full-on, like it's a pretty like sexually invasive crime. Leaking somebody's news, I think, is also really bad. To be clear, I think it is really bad. But the issue is that I think it's fundamentally just being more common.
And John fucking Doe replies, the irony on this clip would only make sense if Tom leaked any of the recordings. I haven't heard or seen anything that indicates that he did. And I feel like if he did leak his S recordings, it would be front and center of these allegations. And Kyler replies, there's an allegation that he recorded S encounters without consent, which Destiny was also accused of.
Well, the leaking makes it obviously way worse. But in terms of like the levels of violation and like the recording it, like if that is true, that should still land you on the fucking sex offender registry. That should still land you on the registry because you've now created material that you can do real damage with without the consent of the other party. Just because you haven't perpetrated that damage yet or whatever, right? That obviously would make it not as bad, but it's still fucking horrible. Hey, Aiden, if I give you a super chat, can you promise you the funds go? Well, I am having a bad hair day today, but I'm sure I'll be getting a haircut at some point in the next few weeks.
proof of it to this point, and I'm not making a statement regarding whether it's true or not. The clip was just funny. Destiny himself then quote tweets out this clip with the meme saying, "First time, it's tragic," replies, "Based on the contents from other posts, this has to be the most lukewarm drama about someone's kink in a while. What's next? That he likes seeing the milkers drug around during missionary?" Boblax reacted to it by tweeting out, "When is the Turkey Tom Ultimate R review by Fatso happening? Or is that off limits?" And Denanza replies, "You are even more R'd by far since everyone saw you pull this embarrassing stunt in addition to your tiny P."
Oh my, dude, I'm sorry. The Boblax cringe shit. Boblax cringe is like, it's so old, bro. How many fucking times are you, like the RFC chatters? I love Augie. Augie's been nothing but a great friend to me, okay? This guy is the worst chat, like, on earth. It's like they're just, like, obsessive over things that Augie's covered, and, like, they never fucking move on. And it's like, wow, you're so brave. You dunked on Boblax. So fucking brave. So cool.
Unfortunately showing up on all our timelines, attaching a link to a DJ Screwdriver thread, which we also
It's been like a year at this point.
in another video on this channel, and Boblax replies to Tenanza by saying, "Fatty should do 5 more streams about this instead of addressing Diaper Tom." And Trayton replies, "Dude, you're getting on Twitter. You should shut up." And Boblax says, "You tweet like a 15-year-old. Are you into H-Play too? Or is your mom too busy chugging wine to pay attention to how retarded you become from watching YouTube streams all day?" And Shrimp replies, "Don't talk to my son like that. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And Boblax says, "Save that roleplay mother-son shit for when Diaper Tom slides into your DMs."
Ooh, Boblax coming in with the heat. Emo Bobby, or what? Like he got like the Venom suit. He got like the Peter Parker Black Spider suit.
Tenanza replies with a post from Mr. Miss Manchi with a baby bottle in it and a list of a whole bunch of other suggestive emojis and captures it, "What's the baby bottle for, buddy?" And Boblax replies, "Melon plus bottle obviously means titty milk. But if it attracts fans like Turkey Tom, so
Okay,
be
he
it."
lost. Okay, he did lose. I'm like, why are you clarifying?
Money is money. And River replies, "So you tuned out because Nick and Augie wouldn't breastfeed you anymore?" Cameron then replies to Boblax's original post by saying, "Why didn't Tom's friend hop on developing accusations midstream with unreliable evidence and outrageous claims?"
Dude, we got the Rage Squad in full force on this one.
"That's retarded, Boblax. Come on." And Boblax replies, "That's not what I said, lol. Obviously, it would have to be its own separate stream once he has time to look into it. I'm just wondering if that stream will ever happen." Someone else also tweets about the accusations, summarizing the Kiwi Farms thread, and Vito quotes them by saying, "All of this is literally nothing. If Turkey Tom gets off on choking women, then good for him." Throwaway tweets out this picture with the caption, "Turkey Tom, Jeffrey Epstein, quote, I hate peas." Critical Shogun tweets out this picture of Turkey Tom and Destiny and captures it by saying, "We all know
I
where
don't know why Tom thought he looked good with long hair.
it from." And Near replies, "The student has become the master." And Equits replies, "I have a conspiracy Turkey Tom was the guy in the infamous video." And Joey replies, "Nah, that was Nick Fuentes." And Equita says, "After everything was said and done, Milo admitted it wasn't Nick, but bought the video from Destiny to start the rumor after their fallout. But Turkey Tom?" Samuel tweets out this picture of Tom with the caption, "This is how I imagine Turkey Tom will look as he reads the allegations against him." Nicandros tweets out this clip of Turkey Tom with the caption, "It is frightening how many tips or L's transform into W's with time."
So one of the tweets that kickstarted all of this was this one. Everyone loves the goth mommies, but what about the goth daddies? Goth daddies need love too.
Bro,
No?
do they really though? Is there any reason to tweet that out? Is there any reason to post that ever, like anywhere ever? Is there any reason to make that post? I can't fathom a good reason to post. What about the goth daddies? Like, bruh, just look at what he looks like and then just like question if this is the kind of person that needs to be posting this at all. Like, come on, brother. Come the f on, brother. This guy is
Tactical
saying, what about the
Templar
goth daddies? Like,
moment?
bro, is that really
Brothers?
a necessary thing? In my mind, it's totally unnecessary. I could be wrong, but in my mind, it's totally unnecessary to post that under any circumstances. Now, I know
Thank you, Tom.
I do make a lot of diaper posts, you know, me and my full diaper, me and my saucy diaper, my fold up diaper. It's got a lot of stuff in it. And I think, I think that should be respected, but this is too far. I mean, the shit maxing, the poop maxing, the diaper maxing, that's a conversation that we've been having for years. It's 2024. A sense of society said, do what you got to do. What I have to do is fill up my diaper. But this, I mean,
And Nick replies, "People don't want to give Tipster his credit, but he's becoming something of a Sonichu medallion." And Justin replies, "You've been corrected that once a year a friend self-immolates. Josh/Willem, Budhar, now Turkey Tom." And Nick replies, "Aiden and Tom both in 1 week. Boblax changing his name to Willem probably covers all the bases for 2026. And Justin replies, "I've heard of Aiden, but honestly don't know much about him. Hopefully you'll cover that at some point. Understandable if the situation is still unfolding." And Nick replies, "Augie did a comprehensive breakdown yesterday. It's also probably getting completely overshadowed as this Tom thing unfolds."
And they are seething about it. They are seething about it. Okay? They are all seething. Once again, this Tom shit, and if we're being serious, doesn't negate anything. But like, let's be honest, I am incredibly lucky. Like, and then we got, hold on, dude. When this Tom shit dropped, I know that texts are being sent out in the group chats. Okay, this is actually what I posted in Icy. The day I was told about I think this might have been the day I was told about the Tom shit. I give that off. Dude, it's so true. It's so true. You gotta add Dioria to that one too. You gotta add Dioria to that one too. Anyways.
worlds. Tom then released a video presumably scheduled posting YouTube's first performative male on
Dude, and before this dropped, Dickers was like, because I was talking to Dickers about like my luck or whatever, how I've been at the door of defeat, okay, many times. And this was before my drama or whatever. I was telling Dickers this, and apparently he was like mocking me about it on Chud's stream that I had said this. And then the Tom allegations dropped the next day. He's like, Aiden thinks like he has like this like luck or whatever. And the Tom allegations dropped. And dude, I was laughing so hard.
After everything broke out, and Wilster tweets it out with the caption, absolute fucking abysmal timing. Jessica Pizzle tweets out various screenshots in the comments of Turkey Tom's latest video with the caption, Turkey Tom released a video at the worst time with the worst topic, and the comments do not disappoint. And it's John Z saying, click the video exclusively for the comments. Wilster replies, sir, a scorned ex-girlfriend has hit the KF thread. Alex Gekmo says, that's rough timing, Lamafau. And Nash Enigma says, Turkey Tom, YouTube's last performative male. Doa Hawkins says, elephant, address me. And Skunk XT replies, the Turkey Tom file's about to drop. Chronic the Himp Hog Reel says, put the diapers in the bag, bro. And Moogle What replies, Tom the kind of guy to have performative male issues in the bedroom. And Salva also tweets out other DMs on the KF thread of messages between Tom and one of the exes with the caption, here is Turkey Tom bragging about his basement to an e-girl. She refers to it as, quote, the e-girl R dungeon. And it's messages where she says, holy moly.
Door of defeat. That was one example. That was one fucking example, dude. This has happened many times in both minor and significant contexts. And sometimes I've wondered if a higher power is intervening, my friend. Sometimes I've wondered.
I love the Batmobile. And then he replies, this is my basement. And she says, oh wait, you're at your own house. And he says, yeah, not my parents, my house. I had to stop there to look.
I mean, I did try to sell my soul when I was a kid. To this day, I don't know if it worked. But,
And she replies, I like the Despicable Me poster. The e-girl R dungeon. Your house is nice. And he says, it is nice. I don't miss it that much, but it has its epic moments. Chud Logic then tweets out this screenshot of his YouTube studio, showing that his last video on Turkey Tom is a 1 out of 10, and captures it by saying, at only 21k views after 12 hours. It looks like my humble video going over the first part of the Turkey Tom allegations is the most viewed video on the topic, which is seemingly a product of no large commentary channels picking up the story yet. I've never believed people have an obligation to cover a story. People can talk about what they want. That being said, just seems insane to me that if Hassan or Idubs had this exact same thing happen to them, we would already have 20 videos from daily slop channels. Hoggy RFC tweets out, it'd really just be me and Nicholas left, huh? And Shamu replies, feels like there's some sort of eldritch curse at this point. There's still things breaking with this story, and once again, I'd like to remind everyone, please do not harass anyone involved in this video, since this whole story
Thank you, Connor. I was actually planning on going and harassing everyone involved in this video, in addition to their family members. But because you asked, I'll refrain.
And there's possibly details I missed. I will likely be doing a follow-up video on the situation. Along with this, Tom has not responded yet, so once he gives a response either debunking or accepting various allegations, we will go over that as soon as possible. And if there's anything else on this topic you'd like to see me cover, let me know in the comments below. But for now, a shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Sal, Close Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Thank you guys for the support. Okay. So that's that. Crazy stuff being alleged. I obviously want to see more elaboration. I want to know like what the established boundaries were before they engaged in like BDSM shit. How it was done. I think like, yeah, like it is like, if you're like, Tom is probably someone based on the nature of the fetishes being described that's like experienced with BDSM and stuff. And if you're just like taking any like e-girl that's like infatuated G that has no experience with this and just like throwing them right into the thick of it, like, yeah, I feel like that's like really shitty. And I feel like the way some of these girls were talking, like, yeah, some of them, their capacity, no, actually one of the girls, when I was reading that shit, like based on her level of infatuation, coupled with the fact that she has like PPD and like the favorite person shit or whatever, I feel like her like capacity to like consent to like atypical sex acts for her might be impacted due to her like need to please the other person. Do you like more sweet or dry? All red wine, it tastes the fucking same to me. What is this, a Merlot or some shit? I like a Cabernet, Malbec. What is the exact date and time you gave Sacramento the go-ahead to drop the allegations? I did. Honestly, all things considered, when I heard shit was going down and laughing, I was kind of hoping it would. There were about 10 people on my list I was hoping it was about before it was about Tom. But because I'm a hateful, vindictive freak. But yeah, to wine, my friends, to wine. Aiden, don't dox anyone in the video. Yeah, because Connor urged me. I'll resist the temptation for now. Malbic's a little sweeter. It's all the same fucking shit to me, man. You're so sophisticated. I don't claim to be sophisticated. I think people who like care about the type of red wine or whatever, like those who are trying to be sophisticated. If it like tastes fine, I'll fucking drink it. I don't give a shit what it is. Hellbent seething right now in the cord. Very interesting. What is this? Dude, I think I heard this already. Listen, Denal, I love you. I had to block you because of the spam. I don't like blocking people, but like you have automated your tweets and it's just constant. I check my notifications. It is literally only you. I love you. I love you though, Denal. We're still buds.
Couldn't catch the lion, couldn't trap him in a call. So I doxed his wife, threatened to call her too. They told me I was wrong, they couldn't tell me why. So I fapped to her pictures as I cry awake all night. I'm the commentary Jew, and I am coming for you. I may not know a woman's touch, and I've never kissed a man, but I'll smite you down with my crusty Jewy hand. I'm eating underground. This is my land.
So based. So based. I'm coming for your wife. So based. So based. And cool. And epic too. Epic too. And we mentioned that was epic too. Crying at this one. Lia's wife was the moderate. Lia's wife was the moderate. Fuck. Sorry, the gas leak is still affecting me. Alright, and then there's the second video with our updates.
However, she did corroborate an existence of a blackmail folder that the other two girls alleged. Additionally, Kiwi Farms and the two other accusers all speculated and put together a timeline of Turkey Tom allegedly hooking up with another girl known as Creepy Hoarder.
Holy shit, this was the image I was taught. This was the image for me where it was like, Tom is over, bro. Tom is over. She looks like she smells like mothballs or some fucking shit. What is this, bro? What the fuck is that? What are you doing, bro? What is going on here?
Who has admitted to being a lolicon and has been accused of an existence of a blackmail folder that the other two girls alleged. Additionally, Kiwi Farms and the two other accusers all speculated and put together a timeline of Turkey Tom allegedly hooking up with another girl known as Creepy Hoarder, who has admitted to being a lolicon and has been accused of other various and abusive things. And along with all these updates, the owner of Kiwi Farms...
Queenman has immediately lost all interest. Queenman has lost all interest in these allegations now. I just personally don't get what I'm supposed to care. All interest gone.
Null did an interview with the two original accusers, wherein they gave more specific details about the information we have heard so far, specifically about the recording, the violence, and the allegations of age play. Welcome to the internet versus Turkey Tom's accuser.
What?
It
Stop
starts with an update to
pausing.
the allegations where one of the exes is...
Dude, what is going on? Can somebody please call the local zoo and tell them they've had a gorilla escape?
Filing a police report, and Leia Sapienty tweets out an update. I'll slightly reword this tweet as I'm reading it because it's a little confusing with the names. So
Leia something tweets out an update. Is it like eats a banana?
we have Sacramento, who is the ex that originally went to Kiwi Farms, and then we have another girl who goes by Creepy Hoarder, who was mentioned in this tweet. So it starts with Leia saying,
A bitch was thumping her chest typing this one.
State on the Turkey Tom allegations. Sacramento is stating that she is working on filing a police report. Turkey Tom states to Sacramento that Creepy Hoarder is a Belle Delphine lookalike. Sacramento pulls up her account and becomes concerned about what she is seeing from the account, as it appears to be the person. According to Sacramento, Tom was still talking to Creepy Hoarder while they were dating. On top of it, Creepy Hoarder faced allegations of their own separately by a previous partner of theirs. These allegations caused Creepy Hoarder to state that she is a lolicon, and she is also pro-Anna. Screenshot of the admission will be provided below. Then we have some screenshots. Someone has said to Sacramento, you should be filing police reports along with his other exes if he did abuse you all, and she said, I'm working on it, and asked...
Okay, so my immediate follow-up question is, what age was she when she was molested as a child?
Joshua for advice, just trying to info dump right now. The first messages are ones that we read in the last episode, which is between Sacramento and Tom, where Sacramento is talking to Tom about how a girl that Tom talked to has been hacked. That girl we know now is Creepy Hoarder. So we read these in the last episode, but then there is new messages. These messages here start off with Sacramento saying to Tom about Creepy Hoarder, where she says, like, bruh. And Tom says, I don't even know what you're saying to me. And Sacramento replies, she looks like a crazy person and dresses like a child. This shit weird. It's okay though. And Tom says, I agree. She is weird and disturbed. I don't know what to say. I was taking anything at that time. And Sacramento replies, I have Gooner mutuals with her, unfortunately. I'm just a little creeped out, but that's okay. And Tom replies, I also got creeped out and she was nutso, so I stopped talking to her. And Sacramento says, that genre of woman are demons. Every one of those types I've met. Like, actually fucked up. I was friends with one for a while and she was insane and fucked me over. And Tom replies, yeah, well, this chick is insane too. I feel bad for how bad her mind is. So, shrug. And Sacramento replies, she dresses like a kid, so I think it's weird. No offense. And Tom says, yeah, I don't know what that's about. And she replies, I know I've had people come on to me because I look young because I'm small, so it's weird. And then we have this screenshot of multiple different Instagram stories from a user by the name of Wav City, who was talking about Ellie, also known as a Creepy Hoarder, the girl that was hacked. And Wav City says, I figured I would come out with this now, at least so people would stop associating me with Ellie. There's been some stuff floating around about her, and I wanted to add to it as someone affected by her. If you don't care or don't want to see it, please skip the next few slides. There's a fair bit of triggering stuff, just as a general warning. I'll highlight the important things because it's going to be a long post. As you may know, Ellie and I dated for a year and a half.
Dude, I love like the allegations where like other characters that are not like the figure of the allegations have their own allegations, and then there's like allegations about the people talking about those allegations, and we get into like allegationception. But like, yeah, with Tom's like particular pool of interest, there's just gonna be like obviously a lot of freaks that will also, because he seems like a freak himself, there's just gonna be like a fuck ton of freaks that like I could believe that probably this girl like is into freaky shit.
In mid-2021. We didn't meet online. We met through a mutual IRL friend. This was an incredibly toxic and abusive relationship. She cheated on me multiple times and did so with all of her exes apparently. And I had tried to get out of this relationship many times. She abused me frequently, as I will continue to detail in the next slides. Ellie would use different ways to get her way, including but not limited to punishing herself when I didn't want to do something, or when I brought up an issue with her, threatening to end herself, blackmailing me, threatening me physically, and most often, something I can't say for YouTube TOS, but doing things to her arm. This included one instance where while she was upset with me and her parents, she left the room, did the thing to her arm, and came back with the injuries on her wrists. She had sent me the photos of her deeply doing this to herself, quote, hitting beans, to show how upset she was. On one occasion, she pulled a knife on me during an argument where I was suggesting we break up. Shockingly, I backed it down. Ellie.
By the way, if any mods are awake, make IC Chat go live. Literally just fucking make an IC Chat category and then IC Chat, and just everyone can just public. You don't need to set up perms yet or anything.
Consistently throughout our relationship, would use this and other methods to coerce me into having sex I did not want to have and doing things during sex that I did not want to do. There was of course consensual sex during our relationship, but I absolutely did not consent to all of it and brought this up with her multiple times. She would ask me to recreate her own trauma and gave me details down to minute by minute specifics. I absolutely did not want to do this, and every time she would either do one of the things I listed or claim I wasn't respecting her trauma. As someone with prior trauma, this was damaging to me. Further, all the allegations about her being pro-Anna, pro-lolicon, or racist/xenophobic are true. Ellie was a member of Hot Pot / sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, Kaliak. She expressed sympathy for the girls that she groomed into joining the group, but she was never abused by the group itself.
Dude, the fucking eating disorder like Twitter shit is like the most like disgusting, like, because it's all minors, and like they get valid, or they get, because a big thing I think for people that like have like shit like anorexia is like the reassurance, right? And like they'll post photos of like their obviously deformed, like wasted away bodies and be like, I'm so fat, or so they could get like it's like like the internet has created like actual like communities that can congregate around like shared mental illness and like actually worsen each other's mental illness in the process. You see this with like schizophrenia and shit. You have like entire communities of like schizophrenics with shared delusions diverging into like shared community. Dude, there was this like woman online that was like, she had like a channel where she was talking about like people being replaced by lizards, and a ton of people watched it and were like, dude, I'm seeing this too. And she gained like a cult following online, and then one of the members like killed the other. It was a whole fucking thing. But yeah, they have to crack. I think like this is like arguably like, obviously, for all like and rightfully so, all the fucking like kids being exposed to pedos shit online and like the attention and crackdowns on that. I think this should also be given an equal amount of attention, because I think that this is like obviously significantly harming children, and if I remember correctly, isn't anorexia one of the deadliest mental illnesses someone can have?
The group would ask these girls to send pictures of them doing things to themselves or sending nudes and other things. Ellie was never a victim of this, but was a perpetrator. As for racism, Ellie, in the context of me talking about my family members of mine who died in the Holocaust, defended the Luftwaffe, the Air Force, and claimed they were one of the good ones.
That just sounds like them being edgy, but also like I've never met like a devout Nazi that like is only yeah, I disagree with the Nazis on everything except the Air Force. Okay, the Air Force, like I think they were like the good guys, but like I don't like any of that other Nazi shit. dude, I'm one of those guys where it's like the Nazis were really bad, but like the Reich Postal Service, they get a bad rep. They get a really bad rep, okay? The letters were delivered on time.
Ellie is absolutely pro Anna, and behind closed doors would complain about how much she hated fat people and would say it's not hard to lose weight by starving yourself. She made a big point about showing off her body online and had her happiness.
That's fucking stupid. Like, yeah, you can temporarily lose weight starving yourself, and then it's like completely unsustainable, and you gain it back very easily. And yeah, and sometimes even like worse than it was before. And like when you're like properly like starving, like everything sucks. Your mood, because your brain's not getting the energy it needs to even function. Like you like fainting spells and shit. It's fucking horrible.
Interlinked with how skinny she was in her warped perspective. Then Leia attaches this picture, which appears to be a response from Ellie, also known as Creepy Hoarder, who is in this whole entire situation, where Ellie says, about the lolicon plus pro-Anna accusations he has thrown at me, these are true for the—
Aiden, you are an anarchist. Shut up. You are worse than a Nazi. Okay, true.
time. However, he has also left out all of the details. I was anorexic for a period of time. I was never pro-Anna. I never wished for anyone else to get harmed. I simply hated myself. About the lolicon accusations. In 2021 to 2022-ish, I did use to—
Yeah, but also, like, the people that are involved with these communities, we shouldn't treat them like perpetrators because they're all mentally ill themselves and don't even necessarily view what they're doing as wrong in any sense.
Call myself a lolly and want to be one. Incredibly cringe. I'm sorry. However, the fact he's calling me a lolicon and not mentioning the fact he frequently would send me the media and go along with it, even though he is now denying all of it, is strange. And then Leia attaches these pictures with the caption, pictures of Turkey Tom hanging out with Ellie, the ex that was hacked. It also admits they are a lolicon. Then there is this picture.
Once again, Pot calling the like, I don't get how Tom was like looking at this shit and he was like, yeah, let me hit. What the fuck is that cut, bro?
Pictures with the caption, pictures of Turkey Tom hanging out with Ellie, the ex that was hacked. It also admits they are a lolicon. Then there is this picture here, along with this picture of them in the car, and this selfie here of them both together. Now, how this all got to come out was because picture here, along with this picture of them in the car, and this selfie.
What is it about this one in particular? It's just like, is that like, I guess like the flower or whatever. I don't know what that is in her hair, but it kind of protrudes, and like if your vision is blurred, it maybe looks like an ear and she looks like a fucking total gremlin. But like, dude, the eyes.
Selfie here of them both together. Now, how this all got to come out was because Left 4 Dead, who is the second girl that went to Kiwi Farms to talk
We
about
need to give technicals another chance. I've been cool with technicals for years. I think I was partially on the sidelines during that drama. I mean, obviously, like I like the truth, despite the claims of some other people, and I feel that when we're criticizing someone, we should criticize them for the shit they actually do. And despite many grievances with Diorio, he is not Comment Cop. He has never been Comment Cop. I've seen his years worth of DMs with Comment Cop. And like when technicals ran with that shit, it's like, okay, now you're just like running with anything because you're like spiteful and gay or whatever. But he even admitted in private that like he just ran with it, like he didn't give a fuck. It's not like a huge. I think technicals is funny.
Reached out to Ellie after seeing that Sacramento.
But wait, I'm remembering that was weird. That was weird as fuck. The zero shit. That was weird as fuck.
Was saying on QB Farms that Tom denied getting with Ellie. I know a lot to keep track of here. But Dog Zero tweets out the context here saying, breaking, Turkey Tom was allegedly not scared away from the crazy age play lolly girl as previously reported, but instead flew her to Maine and got her a hotel, at least according to the second BPDGF. And this is the post by Left 4 Dead where she reached out to Ellie saying, okay, so one of Ellie's friends DM'd me and is trying to speak on Ellie's behalf since she's not online and they don't understand how to post on here. Tom did meet Ellie as we all thought. Flew her to Maine, bought a hotel. Definitely not scared away, lol. Here's what I have so far. She said she will get more from Ellie. She heard about this yesterday. DM. And there's messages where the girl is saying, hi, are you the girl involved with the Turkey Tom stuff? Can we talk for a second? It's nothing bad. I'm friends with Ellie. The girl that has been posted, Creepy Hoarder. She was hacked and lost access to her account months ago, so she can't say anything in regards to everything that's been happening. And then Left 4 Dead replies, I would love to talk, because I low-key don't know what the fuck they're saying about her side. And the friend says, well, apparently, Tom said that he was going to meet with her, but didn't because he got freaked out. That's a lie. They did meet and he had a hotel with her. Then the images were sent and Left 4 Dead replies, okay, first and foremost, am I allowed to post any of this? I will blur whatever you want. And the friend says, I would post this,
do you think we should get... This is the other problem with the RFC types. They just don't move on. They're just like obsessed with years-old history. It's like, I don't care about Flamenco anymore. And you shouldn't either. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck the guy does. Oh wait, no, I think no, because I still have him friended on Steam from the time I gave him a Steam game to debate me. And sometimes I will occasionally get notifications from Steam that Flamenco is playing Blue Archive. So, but like, it's just like, move on, bro. I don't fucking care about any of those people anymore.
that site. I've never used it. And Left 4 Dead replies, if not, I get it. I got you, Kane. Do you want me to blur your user? And the friend says, yes, please. I have more pics that she would like to be posted as well. He flew her out on his own will and paid for it. I don't know why he's denying it. So that is the update with the Ellie accusations of Tom actually getting with her, but now there is a third girl that came out and posted on Twitter alleging things against Tom. Now these tweets are actually deleted, but Spectate on Kiwi Farms did archive them, and he posted on the website captioning it, another ex has hit the Turkey Tom towers. Except she didn't really say much and dated him for like 2 months, lol. And it's a post by M saying, I was going out with Turkey Tom from October to November of 2024. Here's what happened. We met on Tinder. Throughout the time I dated him, he seemed pretty normal. A few things I learned about Tom. He loves cocaine. His words, not mine. He was texting Meowdalin the entire time we saw each other.
I mean, once again, I've seen Tom. I told this to Queenman when I didn't think we were live, but I've seen Tom do. Actually, I think I've said this publicly. Because I didn't think it was a big deal. But like, yeah, I've seen Tom. I've seen the aftermath of Tom doing coke. But like, there's a difference in being a coke addict and like just occasionally dabbling in it recreationally or whatever. He did coke with Bo Blacks, and that was probably the biggest like thing to me that made coke unappealing is how miserable they looked on the come down. Dude, I was at like a club like a week or so ago, and I was talking to this dude, and I forgot what he was asking me a ton of shit about America, and then it was while I was with Soul, and he like had like a baggie or some shit, and it was coke, and he was like, he's like, I don't do this for everyone, but like, do you want some or whatever? And I just like impulsively I said like, yeah, sure. But then we got lost in the bar or whatever. I was like, dude, am I really gonna like just trust that this is actually coke? I don't know. So I referred to my lawyer Queeman for advice. I didn't get a proper response, and then I'm not going to advise you on this or whatever. I ultimately decided against trying it. Social snorter. I mean, it's coke. It's like the biggest, like I'd be fine trying it, but the problem is you don't actually know, because like I don't like drugs where you don't actually know that you're getting the drug. Like with weed and shit, it's obviously, it's simple, it's easy. You know what you're getting unless you're like smoking carts or some shit. And then it's the same with things like LSD or whatever and shrooms. But then when you get to like anything involving pills or like powder, I just don't trust that at all.
Assuming that her real name is
We need Pablo Escobar back. We were a real country when the coke was pure. The bitches were hot. The coke was pure. Okay, the cars looked cool. What the fuck happened to that, man? That's the American dream. I remember. I don't remember it, but in a past life, I remember it.
And it wasn't just a different Madeline in his phone. He ended things with me over text shortly after his trip to Texas. He never talked about his career online. He really wanted to be an artist. His house was almost completely empty except for the basement where he did his work. If anyone would like more details, feel free to message me. Some things I can't say on here. Yes, it's a nothing burger, but I figured I'd hop in. Then after this got posted and
yeah, everybody now likes to contribute.
Left 4 Dead actually replied to it as well on Kiwi Farms. This is the second X again, saying, hello friends, I'm alive, here's some responses. First off, I only ever mentioned my BPD to show he obviously has a type, and definitely goes after this type, because it's more known that BPD girls are crazy and bitter, and so it's an easy way for him to beat women and treat them like shit and get away with it. I've never used it as an excuse, and I don't think I've even exhibited insane BPD girl behavior in the thread, lil. Then she quotes Spectate's a thread here, and says, this girl is 1000% an attention whore, and just hopped on the train in hopes of getting noticed. Deemed me very odd messages. Also obviously self-conscious. She called herself chopped and fat multiple times. What a mess. Also, photo of new Ethod posing and smiling with Tom's Tinder profile up, and not even swiped on him yet, so she definitely knew who he was. Really just posting this about the attention whore trying to fuck up actual evidence because she wants her 2 seconds of a forum fame. Then she continues to reply some other users about Ellie, like Jandal, who says, he did definitely meet with her, and I feel like their DMs would show some of that behavior. And the leaks regarding her ex, age play and kid stuff was a major part of her relationship, and she was really into it. There are texts of them sending lolly pee back and forth, and her calling herself a little girl and shit. We're just waiting on Left 4 Dead to get more info out of her at the moment. And Left 4 Dead replies, I'm still waiting on Ellie's friend, while doing everything I can to try and get in contact with just her. I think I can get her to talk if I can get in contact, shaking my head. And a user MA5B saying, I'm not too hopeful about this happening. It seems she tried to run away from her online presence. Everything we know about her interactions with Tom comes through other people. She hasn't actually said anything. Supposedly her account is still hacked according to the messages of the friend that Katie posted, but that could just be fake and part of the blackmail scheme. Assuming it's real though, she probably doesn't have access to the messages unless she took screenshots at the time. So we wouldn't have any proof of it beyond her testimony, which could easily be sweet by calling her a crazy BPD whore. True by all accounts. I lean towards the theory that her being hacked is part of a
yeah, anytime people do the crazy BPD whore cope, many times it's true, especially if it's like e-dating and shit, but like that cope is used by like the worst type of fucking man, and it's like you just, I hate to say it, right? Listen, nobody hates women more than me. But it is very sexist, and this is like immediately with these girls. I could see why they revert to that, to be fair. But I hear this in like, this is like the cope to like doubt every allegation made by a woman online and shit. And it's just like rooted in this complete fundamental misunderstanding. of BPD and shit. Women bad, so true. Agreed.
Ran by her pimp boyfriend or something similar. But in either case, we're not getting anything as long as Tom doesn't run out of money. And Left 4 Dead replies, I agree that her being hacked and the blackmail was def a scam, probably lol. A lot of these lolly type girls do stuff like that. I've seen it 100 times. And another poster from Jandal saying, well, Ellie already seems like she wants to. She shared the pictures which exposed her as a catfish. To me, that's indicated that she's...
IC is back, ladies and gentlemen. IC is back. IC is relaunched. Some mod make an announcement and say that total amnesty, open to everyone for 48 hours. If you're active and your chats are cool and shit, you will get to stay. But ladies and gentlemen, IC is back. IC is back. It's a shame America isn't back. The Coke still ain't pure, but rejoin.
Going to be open. According to Left 4 Dead, Ellie is sending more, but perhaps Left 4 Dead is taking our advice and compiling it into one thing instead of posting it all out of context. I understand this and I'm kind of in the middle. You raise a good point about her possibly not having the text though, but I'm leaning towards she will be sharing more. Just how damning what she shares is yet to be seen. And Left 4 Dead replies, when I do get a response, that is my plan. I will compile it all first and add contact. If she'll fucking talk to me. Then MA5B says, she hasn't posted since earlier in the afternoon. It's either that or something's up and she's spooked. Possibly legal threats from the Unite artist. Sacramento mentioned she believed he was talking to a lawyer.
Wait, apparently it's not... Okay, apparently nobody can access it? Is it back? I only see mods talk. Okay, we're actually back. It's back. It's back.
And you can freely send frivolous cease and desist if you want to scare someone. And Left 4 Dead replies, Tom hasn't tried to contact me at all. I just haven't posted because I was busy yesterday evening, lol. Tom did finally block me on Instagram though. And then another post by Jandal where Jandal's saying true, but it definitely needs more, and I think the lolicon shit needs to be at the top. I provided even more proof of her incongruous that she's a straight up auto pedo. I've been deep diving into the threads about her on LC. Majority of these images are from 2022 to 2023, which is during the time Tom was following / sexting / meeting her. Her profile pictures are insane. There's so much of this shit.
Is it back or is it not? What is going on? Yes, open the floodgates. Let everybody in. Let everybody in. Let everybody in. Let everybody in. There's no perms. Make it an open chat for 48 hours. If you're active, your chats are cool, then you get to stay, okay? Also, dude, I'm sorry. I don't like to, I'm not gonna call out any chatters by name. But the accusation that IC was a hug box for me is the most ridiculous, fucking insane, like psychotic thing I've ever heard. Like, you actually have to be deluding yourself to think that was a hug box for me. That, like, the majority of, like, disagreement I ever, it was from that fucking chat. Also, there's another misconception, something else I didn't clear up, that it's a chat of deranged, like, people that are obsessed with Lio. The ACC people that have like the preconceived hate of Lio, they had their own chat, which I barely talked in, and they barely talked in. That was the ACC chat, because they weren't compatible with people who are in IC who fucking hate any conversation about Lio Convoy.
Presence. And then he attaches this picture with a section zoomed in and the caption pacifier, and then some posts by Ellie like this one where she says breedable puppy disorder. This post where she says 126.7 hours of the coffin of Andy and Lele. This picture here censored with the caption, what the hell is this on Ellie's wall? The fuck?
Okay.
And the story she recently posted. This picture here of Ellie with a body pillow and the caption Eeper back in 2022. And again, this picture of Ellie with a body pillow in the corner. And then here at the center, there is the other side of the body pillow. You can just see the back end and her caption, I'm so hungry, but absolutely nothing sounds appetizing. Left 4 Dead replies to this by saying, this is fucking insane, lol. She is disgusting. Funny though, I'm pretty sure Tom loved that Andy and Lele game. Isn't it a weird ass Loki incest game? And then a new post by 2FA saying, one more thing for now. Has it been mentioned that when Tom had 1 million YouTube subscribers, he couldn't even sell a makeshift plushie doll like similar, like by comparison to his audience size? I heard Nick Diorio in a stream that Tom had to buy his own plushie doll.
Well, because he doesn't have personality dependent content anymore, at least, right? There's no creative passion in it. It's an automated process done to make money. And it's fine to not be passionate about your content. Once again, if you're purely in it for the money, that's fine. Just say so. But it would not be fine if like that in and of itself maybe like didn't give you the motivation to like maintain like ethical standards or whatever. But it's fine to not be passionate. It's fine to like only do this for the money, but that makes him he's more, you know, topic dependent, not personality dependent. And as a result of that, like merch and shit where the only value of that merch is like his personality, that kind of shit, it's probably not going to sell well, right? But I'm all in favor of like if you want to like sell shit as a part, like selling shit that just without you is useful or cool, right? If YouTube, like I remember Elvis the Alien used to do this back in the day. Like he would sell merch that had absolutely nothing to do with his channel. It just had like cool designs and shit. Like, I think that's cool. I think that's sick.
In a large amounts to get it over the threshold, so they just ship out. If I find anything else as I look through what I have, I'll post. I just find this kind of thing amusing. I've deliberately cut the times I took the screenshots there for transparency. And Left 4 Dead replies, this is true for sure, and is the reason me and Sack have plushies. He has a bin in his closet full of like at least 50 of them, lol. Glad to see Sack said similar. Then there's a post by Sacramento where she says, you can choose to believe what you want about the situation. Katie or I, if not both of us, have posted definitive proof on this website of the following. Hitting/squeezing face hard enough to cause bruising. One of Katie's texts confirmed the fact he was filming during sex. Caused a severe vaginal bleeding after intercourse. Sending news to an age player with an insane lolicon past that he definitely knew about. Meeting up and presumably having sex with the age player lolicon girl. We literally keep digging for more info, but Ellie hasn't responded.
Also, Kathy, I'm expecting you to keep up your end of the bargain. We had a deal. Oh, wait, no, never mind. You did. Kathy is fair. Kosher Kathy is fair. He's a fucking psycho, but he's a fair psycho. He's fair. I'm still very mad at him for blowing up my Minecraft house, though.
Maybe she freaked. I'm almost 100% certain Tom did age play with her though, telling us it's attractive we look like children, i.e. small boobs. And Left 4 Dead says, yeah, anyone calling it a nothing burger is a coping retard. Then we have Dick the Master saying, Tom's associate Brody TV made a post in defense of Tom, and it's a post by Brody saying, I hate drama, but these allegations against my boy Turkey Tom are a load of bullshit. This chick's a straight up liar.
Dude, Brody TV, okay, you're gonna say Sleepfinger. Dude, this guy doesn't give a fuck about like anything. And dude, I met this guy at like Tom's B&B, and I spent the night there while he was there or some shit. And I legit thought that Tom had gotten some like crackhead off the streets of LA. I just like walk in to the B&B. And there's just some guy like screaming racial slurs at random and fucking, I thought he was on meth or something, running all over the place. He's like actually fucking insane.
She just fucked up a bad. And Left 4 Dead replies, Brody, we are not scared of your sped ass. If the Night Artist were to come out against us, it would be even worse because in doing so, he would have to admit to having a CNC/R fetish, beating women during sex without explicit permission, and fucking a lolicon lolcow. I guess you could try to say we liked being beat up / still say it after, but that would still look so bad on him. There are also most likely multiple other women who have the same experience as us, so we will be proven right eventually. Dick the Master then also says, Clorox, Katie got into an argument with a commentary attention whore, Salvo Pancakes. And it's a conversation starting where Katie says, I would never talk to you, you're a weirdo, I don't like you, you sound like you hate women. And Salvo quotes her saying, Turkey Tom's a washed up ex checking in, I don't hate women, but I hate you. You should move carefully, you're in my arena now. And Katie replies, he wants to Night Army, guys, that's why he's saying watch out. And Salvo says, okay, let's make up. And Katie says, you're not getting an interview, little bro. And Salvo replies, thoughts on this take, attaching a video where he says, my complete 180 on Turkey Tom drama. These girls should be rebuked from society, they're the problem.
Yeah, when we're done with this, I've decided to review the Gamma Crash Out and Spiral. I'm expecting, by the way, this is my first order back, my first order of business. Stop using Gamma server, don't use mine. I'm any commentary shitter that hates me, make your own chat. Fuck, I'll promote it. Take everything from Gamma. Everything. Don't give this guy a moment of satisfaction in his miserable, pathetic life. At least not until he cleans his shirt. Because, like, would it be a dox if I posted Gamma's shirt from his, like, face reveal? Would that be a dox if I posted it? His shirt is so fucking, like, it's literally, it's just, you see these, like, white particles all over it. I don't know if it's dead skin, if it's dandruff. I mean, it looks greasy as fuck. I don't know what it is, but it's like, holy fuck, clean your shirt. If you're not gonna clean your shirt, get a fucking lint roller or some shit, bro. That's really bad. You could, like, there's so much dead skin on that shit, you could probably, like, build a new person.
And Katie says, I haven't listened to this because I don't like your voice, but from what I have seen, I think you said this after KF started spamming the hard R. So I think you're just mad because of that, and we won't just talk to you. And Salvo replies, typical. The BPD whore hyper aware of all the negative attention. How does it feel? Are the girlies supportive in your DMs? And Katie says, gonna ignore the fact KF thinks you're a loser. Just bringing up my BPD. Boring. No wonder no one watches you. And Salvo replies, everyone on KF, including you, are bottom of the barrel of society. And Katie says, if you feel that way, then why is your whole account literally regurgitating points from there? You have no life. And Left 4 Dead says, guys, I was trapped at work with only Twitter. I had no choice but to clown the F. Plus, I never DM'd him. I talked to someone else, and they sent my DMs to him, and his ass lied on Twitter saying he's in contact with me. What an F. And then another post by Dick the Master saying Katie talking to another girl and calls Tom a MMA gigagooner, where we have another post by EMS saying, I hope it dies down, but like some random leaks of media are coming out. I don't know what her name is. Close friend's story being shared, like that's so strange. And Katie replies, girl, he's a freak. And if he ain't hit you up already, then your chance is over. Stop gooning over a man who would beat the piss out of you. And then EMS replies, I'm 16, why would you think I had a chance with him? Everything I posted about him was before everything came out, get off my ass. And Left 4 Dead replies saying, well, the girl Tom gooners are actually mentally molested and the perfect victim for him. So then back over to Twitter, we have Danelle Torres Burgos, who posts a screenshot of this post.
Fuck. Who is Denal, bro? Who is he? Because like he's like, he does tweet out real shit, but then he's literally like tweeting out actual like fake screenshots of me that aren't like it's not like a cope, like it makes me look like some of the screenshots he's tweeting out don't make any sense. Like if you're reading from the outside, it's like I'm calling everyone a goober or some shit. It's like, what is this? What? Who is this guy? Because like I don't even know if like it almost feels like AI is actually running the account. Some of the shitty tweets out because it makes no sense.
And captions it, what is going on? The victims of Turkey Tom are fighting with each other over who is the bigger attention whore. Lamau. And No Mouth Must Post replies, only fuck BPD girls, so when they try Me Too shenanigans, they fight each other for attention. Brilliant move, Thomas. Randy says, Tom probably doesn't even have to say shit. This is probably just going to implode on itself. And Denal replies, exactly. The victims going at each other is the end of it all. Mao says, the concept of Kiwi Farms forum fame. And Denal says, it was a bad idea from the start. Willie Mack quote tweets the post by saying, Turkey Tom does nothing. The accusers implode. And Smaggle replies, Turkey Tom does nothing. Okay, Willie. And Willie replies, has he responded yet, Smaggle?
Oh, Smaggle going hard on the other side now. Smaggle, dude, Wyan blocked me. What the fuck, bro? What the I just want to enjoy my fellow Augie fans. Dude, why did Wyan block me? Where's this shit, bro? I feel like I was being so nice and like cordial to him and shit. And it's like this is like what I get in return. I treat you like a king in your replies, and this is what I get in return. So I was tweeting about Alex Ekman, and then Shot Logic, he's like, they're trying to sweep Turkey Tom's overfilled soggy diapers under the rug. He goes, I thought you don't give a shit about it anymore. What's with the sudden shift? And then I reply, didn't you literally threaten to kill yourself because Augie took away your mod for a day once? This happened, by the way. I'm not even making that up. That actually happened. And then Wyan blocks me. What the fuck is going on? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, Wyan fans down? Wyan fans down? Wait, why are you posting the 10 fucking commandments and IC rules? What is going on? Dude, this chat is so fucked. You were blocked by... I was blocked by Smaggle. For no reason. What the fuck's up with that, Wyan?
Because if he hasn't, that would mean he's done nothing yet. And Smaggle replies, in that same post, she says he blocked her on Instagram. Not a response, but not nothing either, attaching what we read earlier. And Willie replies, that literally doesn't mean anything. You're a retard. And Smaggle replies, next time cover all your bases first, Willie, before stating something so stupid. And Scott replies, you sound terminally online. And Levin Harley says, Willie has never once covered all his bases, Smaggle. He actively goes into shit barely knowledgeable in the topic, but pretends to be the smartest in the room on a set subject. He's a retarded Nerd City clone. Destiny quote tweets Willie Mack by saying, it's easy to make it through accusations when no one covers anything, and everyone is willing to sweep for you. Yes. And King replies, speaking from experience. Curiosity Rover replies, Nick had covered it the other night. Chud covered it a few days ago. Null is hosting a talk with the girls. I've seen multiple videos detailing it. Actual difference is that you clearly were in the wrong and admitted to it. Tom hasn't responded and nothing has been substantiated. Gracie tweets out this picture with a caption, Turkey Tom is attempting to beat the allegations of only liking anorexic women by liking reels of John Cena talking about fucking fat chicks. We have this picture where...
Dude, Gracie is... Dude, Chronic has been... Listen, we love Chronic. I want Chronic back in IC. I want Chronic back in IC. It's like the whole cope of like, it's not good for like your mental health or whatever. I can respect that. Then it's like you're in equivalent chats that are exactly the same. We love you, Chronic. I want you back in my chat. I want you back. Okay. I didn't realize, you know, you were like that. Seeing you interact with some of these RFC orbiters. You've been fighting like the Vietnam fucking proxy war while everyone's been focused on everything else. And come back, Chronic. You'll be treated like a king.
Caption says, would you ever do a fat chick? And Dawn is saying, absolutely. And then down here showing Turkey Tom liking it. And then Fluid replies, man, me and my friends were joking about people getting psycho over shit you've liked on IG, but here you people are. I guess she was right in saying you can't like an unhinged meme on IG just because we made you laugh. And Gracie replies, I am being ironic here. Then another ex of Tom's comes forward with a document. This time it is Kai posting a document with a caption, my experience with a Turkey Tom / Anonbird. And the document starts off saying, my name is Caitlin.
Bro, one of my own mods put something in IC. Put something in IC. Okay? Put something in IC. And then they're like, oh wait, sorry, wrong chat. And they go to post it in Gams. You know what? Everyone's welcome in IC except those types. Okay? Everyone's welcome in IC except Gamma fans. Down with Gamma fans. Down with the Gamma cabal. Okay, my iPad just died again. Sec.
Kai, and I dated Turkey Tom on and off between August 2020 to November 2023, ages 17 to 20/21 for about 3 years total. Here are a couple pictures of us together that I don't think I've posted previously, but regardless, you can see we are the same person based on this recent photo of me. And then she attaches these 3 images, 2 of her and Turkey Tom and 1 of her just alone, and she says, "This is something I really thought I would never have to respond to."
She was 17? She was 17? 17? Wood chipper? Wood chipper? Wood chipper? Dude, no shot, bro. No shot. It was probably Shelby. Okay. Dude, what is this G's blood feud with fucking Shelby?
I have spent over 2 years going out of my way to avoid addressing any of the claims made about me or my relationship. I even privated all of my social media for a very long time, because I have never wanted to be a spectacle for people to poke at intimate details of my life for their own entertainment. Given recent events, however, I feel a sense of responsibility to say something. Tom and I had a very mutually toxic relationship, and yes, we both cheated on each other online. This behavior isn't good from either of us, but are private matters that don't in any way deserve to be blasted on the internet by me, and I would never feel the need to put that out to the world by my own choice. Unfortunately, it's been made public against either of our wishes, so I thought I should just acknowledge it. Now, to give my experience with Tom in relation to this year's allegations being made by former partners, there is a lot of information being shared that I find to be extremely unnecessary, with the driving motivator to humiliate him. I find this behavior to be abhorrent and will not address any minor anecdote about him that doesn't carry emotional relevance.
Base? Unironically based Kai?
I really need to stress that this is just my experience, and he may have acted differently with the girls who he was involved with after me. I am not undermining anyone's experiences, and don't wish to speculate on their credibility.
I unironically think that she's being relatively mature, okay? I think she's been mature.
I will directly reply to him as a partner overall at the end. In regards to recording sexual encounters, the few times we did record anything,
she's been mature for her age.
It was either with explicit permission beforehand or an established consent based on previous conversations in our long-term relationship. It really wasn't a frequent thing that happened, mostly before we started living together and were long distance. There are a lot of things we did where I look back and shake my head because my standards for myself really have changed so much since then, but everything was always consensual between us. There were a few instances where I became uncomfortable with an encounter, and he was understanding and would not continue after I voiced discomfort. I don't think this is an allegation being made about him, but I wanted to stress that nothing in the bedroom that was rough or aggressive ever translated to domestic interactions. There are a lot of negative things to say about Tom, but he was always surprisingly patient and never did so much as yell at me. I never once felt fearful of him when he was angry the entire time we were in a relationship, which included living together for over 6 months. There has been a message circulating that Tom and I participated in age play, which is just a blatant twisting of the truth. Tom definitely romanticizes power dynamics and heavy dom/sub stuff, but that was never expressed through age-related dynamic role-playing. It's clear he has a type for Sanrio mentally ill e-girls, but I just can't say from my experience.
Okay, so maybe because like with what Lyric said to me, right? He was comparing to the Jalen shit, and with the Jalen shit, Lyrics did exaggerate, but there was a foundation of truth. So I'm wondering if maybe there was an age play here. Maybe the foundation of truth is he's into like other weird fetish shit and like, yeah, the Sanrio types or whatever. And that's the part that got exaggerated into like the, you know, he like her acting like a little girl and shit, right? I wonder if that's like what happened there.
In nature. The person I knew between the years of 2020 to 2023 was not into those things. Anything after that, I wouldn't know. It is true that Tom has a blackmail folder on me consisting of phone recordings and text messages. I've known about it for a very long time because he told me. We were messy as fuck, okay? I've never had any intentions of speaking about him publicly, but I did decide to be evil after one of the times we broke up and tell him I was going to ruin his career because he was ignoring me, and I knew it would freak him out. So, like, yeah, I get his concern. Even though I've clarified a million times that I would never do that. This was extremely shitty of me, and I'm really embarrassed to admit to it publicly, but without this context, it looks worse than it is. I do not feel at all fearful about him leaking anything private relating to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why I met that lolly age play girl. Well, because she was his type, right? That would be the explanation. He could be into age play for all I know, but there are explanations other than he's into like the lolly shit that she's into, right? Because there's heavy overlap, probably between her type of person, the lolicon types, so the types like to play into the lolicon shit, like be the lolly or whatever, and like the Sanrio, Hello Kitty types. There's like probably a lot of like overlap there where he might be subscribing to like some of the shit she's into and not others. That's not necessarily going to be anything definitive, but like every piece of info together does like have some like suspicious implications. Nothing definitive though.
To this because I think I've been very respectful, along with everything being the truth. Overall, Tom as a person is extremely flawed, and I'm disappointed to see he is still generally self-centered around sex as an act. Our relationship really fucked me up for a while, and certain things still affected me negatively from it. According to what some have said, it goes both ways. Most of the things that hurt me about our relationship don't have much crossover with what other people have said about him, so I feel relieved that I can still maintain some privacy in a sense. We literally met as minors, and it's still the longest relationship I've been in. You don't date someone for over 3 years if you think—
Yeah, a lot of people like to only use sex as like a means to please themselves. This is why I like to hang out in graveyards, because a body doesn't talk back. Anyways,
They are an irredeemable piece of shit. I've never known him to be a person capable of these things, but everyone who has spoken up about him has been after we broke up, so I just couldn't know. As sad and angry as he's made me feel, I've never thought of him to be heartless or sadistically cruel, just as someone that has a lot of issues. All I have is my own experience to use as my guide for what I think is true, but others shouldn't take it as gospel above someone else's testimony. I apologize for my brevity, as I only want to give pointed answers to avoid relaying intimate details about my sex life with an ex. I do not want to come across like I'm exposing Turkey Tom. I just felt morally inclined to share my experience about certain things since people have been wanting to specifically hear what I had to say. I don't think there's any need for follow-up. I've said everything I wish to comment on. I hope I can just go about my life without this constantly coming up, because we've been broken up for so long now. Kai then also follows up her post by saying, also just want to say I'm not holding anything back out of fear of Tom releasing embarrassing DMs of me. I'm sure he's fully aware that he'd look completely awful if he did. Nothing about our relationship that I didn't share was bad enough for me to want to tell the whole internet. Then as a new update, Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, posts, the 2 girls who have gone public to accuse Turkey Tom of recording them without consent have asked to speak with me. This is pinned in at 12 p.m. CST/1 p.m. EST. If you are a YouTuber and want to ask questions during the stream, you can email or DM me on this account on X for an invite to the forum. My condition is you have to post on a verified account. I'm tired of YouTubers pretending that we don't exist or cannot be interacted with. He then follows up linking a post to a conversation with Katie in Sacramento, and it's a 2-hour video which will be linked in the description if you want to watch it. But over on r/live, Goofy
give me
post a
2
summary of the
seconds. I gotta turn on the air, bro. It's getting fucking hot in here. 1 sec. Or maybe it's just me. Am I right? Am I right? All right, I'm back. So yeah, where are we at? This is mostly going to be a lazy stream because I'm just trying to get caught up, man. I've been so busy litigating my own shit and like having a crash out that like I've not kept up with anything. And it's like drama has just completely fucking spiked. I tried to concede this when I spoke to him, but like, yeah, also like a big part of like me going through like all the old Lio shit was because there was literally, before I left, fuck all like else to cover, right? And I was interested in that subject, so it made sense. Viewership stayed the same. We finished it up, but it just feels like everything is fucking happening now. You have the Caleb Hammer, Papa Gut shit, the stuff with Weast, the Turkey Tom shit. You have Nick Shirley and Channel 5. There's so much.
With a caption, a Joshua Moon interview with Turkey Tom alleged victims, and says some highlights. Sexual violence allegations. Sacramento, the girl he dated for 7 months, alleges that he used to violently slap her and beat her during sex. She wanted to say no or for him to stop, but couldn't because he allegedly covered her mouth. She otherwise also asked him not to be so violent. However, according to her, that was ignored, and their sex continued to be violent. She was asked why she didn't leave him, but she said in retrospect she should have.
Okay. Unironically, I am gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. We had the rules section, and then somebody put the react to join before we put the rules in. So it's like when we go put the rules in, the react to join is gonna be like hidden behind that, and it's like now people are apparently getting fucking kicked out of IC as well. Hold on. Wait, actually, Cal, you're right. Wait, you're right. Keep it in 2 channels. You're right. Do what you were gonna do. Delete my message. Either and make the rule. Yeah, you're good.
2 times he could finish.
But add this Anakin Skywalker guy back. Why are people already being kicked?
During sex, it was only when Sacramento was screaming in pain and begging him to stop, allegedly. The other girl, Left 4 Dead / Katie, also alleged that he acted violently towards her. Video allegations. Both of them allege that he used to record them without their consent and do not know how many or what videos he has of them. Sacramento asked for the videos to be sent to her so she can get an idea of what he recorded, a request which was apparently ignored / declined. And just to add on for context, on the stream, Sacramento said this was while they were dating, not afterwards, so just adding that as context, but the poster continues. He allegedly couldn't ejaculate during sex, so he used those videos to finish right after, which weirded the girls out. Sacramento wants to...
I mean... If you're correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're into like especially kinky shit, like your ability to ejaculate like during vanilla sex and that kind of stuff is probably going to be heavily impeded. So I guess this could make sense.
Reach out to law enforcement to recover the videos he allegedly took unconsensually. Age play allegations. The first time he saw both of them naked, he enjoyed how much they looked like little girls, which is what they allege he said verbatim to both of them, which weirded them out. He allegedly sent his news to Ellie, an alleged age player and Volleycon, which were being sextorted, which begs the question as to why he was interacting with someone whose Insta profile is just allegedly role-playing a child. Funny allegations. He allegedly told one girl that when he met up with Destiny, Destiny was wearing a butt plug. He allegedly hates his YouTube career and wants to be a rock star. Some of my thoughts. If true, it does make sense why he wasn't so harsh on Destiny during his allegations, considering that Destiny seems to be a role model.
Why would you be wearing a fucking butt plug as like a what is like the point of that, I guess?
Him and WRT mistreating women. It also matches up as to the latest Half-Baked podcast, where he talks like iDubbbz in a low disinterested voice, which would signal less interest in YouTube. Final thoughts. As Nick said on stream, this is not a nothing burger.
You can't do the same thing for this long like Tom is and stay like as enthusiastic about it as you are at the start. It just he obviously is not enthusiastic about this. He obviously has other interests. If he didn't, he would be just like a fucking boring person. So yeah, he probably does hate this stuff to some extent, besides the fact it makes him a fuck ton of money.
And 3 allegations that need to be addressed. Him beating women unconsensually, him recording them unconsensually, and him being into age play. Also on the Clip Live subreddit, Blue Diamond Post, co-host of the Half-Baked podcast, Lord Vega, has released a response in regards to the Turkey Tom drama. And it's Vega saying, hey guys, wanted to give an update. Pretty sure everyone knows the drama with Tom, and I'm aware of it. If you're not, then Nick did cover it on his stream and believe he has that segment uploaded to his channel if you're curious. As for Half-Baked, we'll be on hiatus until he responds, if at all, from my understanding. In the future, near or far, if one of the hosts drops out, I won't be continuing with the show either. Half-Baked is Tom, Nick, and Vega. That's it. If the boys...
All right, this is done. We've reached everything on this. Let's cover the Gamma crash out. So Gamma, and I've been trying to pinpoint exactly what it is. I think Gamma's been quite angry with me about something. What that something is, I haven't exactly figured it out yet. So that's why I think that it coincides him like making like a alternative to my chat or whatever, and then like then trying to like being for like extremely like strangely bad faith about like completely understandable mistakes off of recollection while I'm litigating like 4 dramas simultaneously. So like, for example, right, I had said that something happened months ago that actually happened like, I think like a month ago or whatever. And it's like, that was literally just a mistake in like recollection of time. I thought it felt way longer ago than like what it actually was. And like saying it happened months ago versus a month ago, really, first of all, it's it's verifiably false. I didn't wipe my DMs with like GOAT or whatever. So you easily verify this to be false. So it'd be a stupid lie first and foremost. And if I was willing to lie, like with that much risk of getting caught, I feel like you'd have way more overt shit. But like, second of all, it doesn't really make much of a substantial difference. Whether this was months ago or like a month ago. I guess it could make a difference in the sense like how long we've been talking or whatever. It felt way longer than it was. But that's literally just like a fucking mistake in recollection. And Chud's done it. Chud did the same fucking shit with me the other day. I said this before. Like when Chud was like burning the bridge with me or whatever, he had said like, I still appreciate all like the years we were playing COD and talking and stuff. And it's like, I have not known Chud Logic for years. I've known Chud Logic for 1 year. It feels longer, but I've known him for 1 year. Maybe even, is it a little under? I don't know. We're already over. That's January. I think I met him, yeah, I think I actually spoke to him for the first time, maybe I think on like the New Year's stream. But like those like kind of that's like completely understandable. But he was like quick to like assert that as like some sort of deception or whatever. And then as I call him to a Queeman stream to talk to him, it seems like Gamma had there were some interesting revelations while he was reveling in his attempts at humiliating me. It seemed like on Queeman's stream from tonight, there were some interesting revelations about his own feelings towards the wretched E-woman known as Goat Kata. Aiden, did Goat break your heart? Yeah, man, for half a day, and then someone saved it. Okay, someone saved it, man. Someone saved it. Okay, it's where is it? You loved my DM leak. What was your DM leak? What did you leak to me? Anyways, regardless, apparently Gamma then went to Nuki VC, and there were new revelations supposedly made in regards to other. I don't know what the deal was with that, but it was recorded by an anonymous source. They gave us a full recording of this, and we're gonna check it out. So let me just. Yeah, good one. Good one, guys. All right.
Doesn't respect him, and so Skibidi said, "I know."
No! No, please. Anything but that. I cannot listen to her voice. I can't. I actually can't. I can't. I'm gonna actually like punch a hole in the wall.
And then Perry said, "Oh yeah, he's been saying that." And I said, "No, Perry, he hasn't been saying that. That is my opinion." But somehow that was internalized as something Aiden said. No, I've never heard him say that because I.
Oh yeah, then there was this rumor because this fucking game of telephone where people are just like lying about me and shit. People were saying that I had stated, per Hellbent or whatever, that I had stated that. No, sorry, I say per Hellbent because that was the original narrative. I'm not saying Hellbent actually, to her credit, said this. She didn't say this. She provided proof she didn't say this. But there was like this game of telephone where it was like Hellbent had like told someone else that apparently I had told Dickers that I didn't respect Soul Skibidi or something. And I actually, it was said enough where I actually started to like believe that I could have done that because I was angry at him for a day, right? I could have very well have like said that out of anger. So I was like, maybe, I think I did say that. Turns out I didn't actually say that at all. Hellbent just got the vibe that I didn't respect Soul Skibidi or some shit. And I honestly don't fucking understand. So apparently she was like telling him that I didn't respect it. I feel like there's like a conceited, like anyone who was like still friends with me at like the height of this drama, that like there was a concerted attempt like out of spite to try to get them to like also like turn on me. I think that's just like really super petty or whatever. I've done nothing that would indicate like that I don't respect Soul. So I don't know why, how that even came up.
Barely interacted with this fucker. Why would I hear him say that? It is my opinion, and I stand by it. Are we good?
Perry would never lie.
I'm curious, where is she getting this like opinion from? Like, what have I done to slight Soul Skibidi in any sense?
To humiliate someone he doesn't like.
I hung out with him more than I hung out with anyone else on the trip. Like, I voluntarily. Like, that wasn't by like chance. And it's like, I don't know why like the narrative is that how she's like come to the conclusion that I don't respect it. Like, it literally just sounds like she's salty over like the bar shit or whatever.
What happened? This is such a fucking liar.
You know what, Gamma?
Awesome. That's awesome.
You know what, Gamma?
I didn't say anything.
Gamma. I need you to hear this, Gamma. You are equally attractive to Green, okay? Goodbye.
What?
Oh, okay. I don't even care.
What? That's not true. How do I turn this off? How do I pause?
Dude, you were begging Hellbent. You're like, Hellbent, see that Green's
Dude,
better looking than
I can't even
See that I'm
pause.
better looking than Green.
Mute the
You remember that
tab.
convo, Gamma?
Okay, but not bad.
Oh, wait, here it is.
That was funny. No, that.
Okay, sorry, what was I saying? Yo, thank you so much for the 5. I'll just say anonymous. Is it anonymous? 000. You know what's funny? None of this matters, and none of this means a damn thing in the grand scheme of things. True! Nihilism based. So true. Nothing matters. So fucking true. So true. Live life. Dox wives. We're all gonna die anyway. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm using tone indicators now. Okay, I'm using tone indicators now, so you know when I'm joking. /J.
Oh, it's funny though.
But is it true though?
Satisfaction.
Validation.
Get the satisfaction, so it doesn't even fucking matter.
I don't want satisfaction.
Also, to say that Green and Gap, like objectively speaking, say Green and Gamma are equal in levels of attraction is just like delusional. Okay, it's just like delusional. Green is a good-looking guy. Not my type, but he's a good-looking guy, right? I'm not gonna fucking deny that or whatever. Gamma maybe could be a good-looking guy if he like took care of him. So I don't know, but it's as it stands now, it is not equal. One more response, Aiden. That one, please. One more joke, and I don't know what will happen. One more joke.
The fuck?
Is it true though?
I don't know.
Yeah,
What
Gamma,
is-
post your face right now.
I'm not doing
We're gonna do a poll.
I didn't even
Pussy.
say anything. I didn't
You
even say
fucking
anything,
pussy.
dude. I just got in here and I got fucking shot.
Dude, Gamma actually.
Me when I lost, Green has neutral canthal tilt, strong jawline. His fat distribution around the cheeks is fine. They're kind of sunken in. That's good. Kind of complements the jawline. He has good hairline. Doesn't look like obvious signs of recession. There's volume. Face is like proportional and adequately symmetrical. I'd say all things considered, yeah, he probably looks fun.
Actually only shows his face to women. It's fucked up.
No.
Yeah.
Annoyed.
Multiple people. It's
Annoyed, but what?
True.
Same
He's
thing,
never
though.
showed me his face. We've been
Honorable
friends.
mention.
Gamma only shows his face to women and twinks, and he didn't answer my question on whether or not he was bisexual.
Annoyed.
I don't know if Noid's a twink, but everyone else.
Never showed me his
Baker
face.
has seen my face. Marcus has seen my face. That's 4
Who?
people.
Who?
Dude, Babka was cooking your
When
ass.
I first met this guy here, he went on like this whole speech about how much he values his privacy. Wait, DMs? Thank you for the 2, Himpleton. What is this? I was retarded for not censoring a screenshot. You stabbed a friend in the back, lol. You're a putrid word that I can't say which, who self-inserts into anything that can possibly result in Aiden bad. Very pathetic. Okay. Hamilton. That are you like European now? Did this guy become like this most liberal like Norwegian or some shit talking about Romani people? What the fuck happened? Wait, hold on, you didn't I didn't realize the screenshot wasn't up. Sorry, I'm a little out of it right now. I'm jet lagged and shit. There you go. There you go. Malcolm just admitted you killed the Lyo tent. No, the Lyo tent was already dead. That's why before I left, I announced I was stopping it, because there's nothing new. There's nothing new. All the old shit still stands on this guy, by the way. Anyone who like pretends like my wrongdoing somehow validates anything that he did, is like, it's complete code, right? Just like whatever the fuck Tom is doing, although we can joke that, yeah, that did shift focus for me, that doesn't change anything that I did wrong, right? It's not like because some other drama is happening now, like what I did is suddenly like excusable, because it's not, right? It's not. But the same goes like in this instance, right? Tells from GG's, a ghost of our hippo character floats in front of the words "game over." True. Anyways, let's get back to listen to this VC. Why is it taking? I wasn't reading. I read it, and then you guys didn't see the screenshot because I'm a fucking idiot. So I pulled it back up so you can read it, because I know for a fact at least 2 of you are dyslexic. So I wanted to give a good chance to let it, all sink in. But yeah, okay, that's the first. This is separated into like 8 recordings. So then let's listen to the second recording.
How much he lifted or something. So he sends his Instagram to Goat Cato, and I'm like, send me your Instagram. And he's like,
And I didn't send it to him.
but
Yeah.
he sends it to her, and then he's
He did what? Gam? You did what? Interesting.
said he trusts her. He trusts her.
She's never late, by the way.
This has been going on for fucking years.
This is what I was talking about. This
Dude,
is
I love green. We love green. Okay, Green Nation for life. Green Nation for life. Never forget how people like junk drawer grooming. By the way, what's up with your name, buddy? That's a little suspicious. Never forget how people like junk drawer grooming try to slander green. Okay? Try to slander green. People say green just flops, whatever popular opinion is. When nobody stood with me, you know when I looked to my side, you know who was there? You know who was there? Green was there. Okay? Green was there.
story that I wanted you to leak earlier, by the way, Kalu.
Dude, this is worse.
No,
Dude,
I hear Green laughing in the background, Cal. That was a Green laugh. That's not a Cal laugh.
his Instagram to Goat Cato, and I'm like, send me your Instagram. And he's like,
And I didn't send it to him.
but
Yeah.
he sends it to her, and then he says he trusts her. He trusts her.
She's never late, by the way.
This has been going on for fucking years.
This is what I was talking about. This is the story that I wanted
We just have like a special
you to
bond.
leak earlier, by the way, Kalu.
dude, this is worse. Dude, remember that debate that we had in Icy where you're like, no, it's actually good if
Keep in mind, this guy was reveling in the prospect of humiliating me for thinking that I got some game, okay? He was reveling in this prospect. Meanwhile, it turns out that Gamma, in fact, isn't actually genuinely just like friendly and wants to be friends with all the fucking annoying women in this space. It turns out that there's more to the story. It's part of his grand Riz scheme. I don't know if it's actually ever worked, though.
I'm friend zoned because that means later on she'll like me. Remember that conversation? I called you fucking dumb for thinking.
He said what?
Worse. Dude, remember that debate that we had in Icy where you're like, no, it's actually good if I'm friend zoned because that means later on she'll like.
So did Gamma lie? Did Gamma lie? Because by the way, the entire reason the Quitman stream happened is because Gamma was accusing me of lying about like the shit with Goat Cato or whatever. That's why that happened, right? If you want to say that I'm like some socially awkward loser that like thought that there were like took her calling shit about me attractive and thinking that there was more there when there wasn't or whatever, be my guest, right? But that's not a lie. That would just be me being an inexperienced socially awkward loser misinterpreting shit or whatever, right? That's what that would be. Gamma doesn't even have the balls to fucking admit that, like, yeah, you are obviously into this person. And the whole reason this conversation began is because he's the one accusing me of dishonesty.
Me. Remember that conversation? I called you fucking dumb for thinking that.
What?
Come on, Gamma. Gamma,
You said
don't
like-
play fucking dumb with me,
I
Gamma.
never said
Don't
that.
play
That was
dumb
never
with
a
me.
conversation
They
that we
do not
had.
play fucking.
Miss Madonna, sorry. I guess I don't respect Soul. 130 viewers and only 50 likes? There's a problem. True. By the way, what time is it now? It's nearly 4 in the morning, right? On the East Coast? No, 3 in the morning. It's like 3 in the morning. Bear in mind, Chud Logic said, he asserted, you can't come back. I said to him, no, the viewership's just going to be normal. Because I knew it would be normal. I could, like, and it's not just me specifically, it's any of us, like, the live audience will consume anything. And, like, we could just, like, kill someone and they'd still watch. That's just how it is, right? I knew that my viewership wasn't really going to significantly fall as a result of this. I think we lost, like, what, 50 subs in total? Which is, yeah, it's a hit or whatever. But, the only bad part, the only real loss was the friends, okay? The friends that I held near and dear. No, I'm kidding. All fake ass motherfuckers, okay? If they ain't with you when you're down, if they're not with you when you're down, hang up when they hit your line when you're up, okay? Anyways, let's continue.
Fucking done with me right now. Do not
That's
play
never
dumb
a
with me.
conversation
Nah,
that
do
we
not
had.
do not fuck with
What
me.
are you talking
You know,
about?
All right, you're gonna play
That's
dumb.
never
All
a
right.
conversation
Move
that
on
we
then.
had.
Move on then. Play dumb.
No, unironically, this is never a conversation that we had, Green.
So you got
like the
amnesia
friends
now,
conversation
huh?
is never something that we had.
Okay. No, we argued
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. All right, Gamma. I'll see how it is. I'll play.
I'm now hearing disturbing rumors that Natalie Cocato shifted out the last cycle. She is now in talks with Given Ant, who believes he is going to be the one. Okay? He believes he is going to be the one. Rusty looking up at us right now. Rusty looking up at Given Ant, shaking his head. Well, actually, we don't even know if Rusty's dead, right? As genius Pakistani scholar Ali Khan pointed out in one of his dissertations. Dig him up and show the proof. Dig him up and show the proof.
Well, you have to win this. Wendy, what are you posting? What is this guy posting?
Yeah, it was a lot of ACC viewers that left. Some of them left for the most retarded shit ever. Like, some of them left because of the jokes. It wasn't even the doxing they're mad. Some of them left literally because, how could you say something like that? Because I'm a fucking edgelord in private. I've never made this like a... I mean, that's not... There's like, obviously, yes, in hindsight, it's not private, but there was a veil of perceived privacy. You're a fucking idiot for not thinking that any like voice chat over like 10 people is going to be private, whatever, right? But that's literally my humor. That's my humor, right? It was mixed in with real shitty stuff that I did, which makes some people obviously have less of a likely time perceiving it as humor. But the fucked up shit I did was also being done under a veil of humor. It was still fucked, right?
What the fuck?
Show me TMs with Joe Cato.
Who is that? Yo, is that
What the
Yo, dude.
There's no way that's Lolcow Bus. You're lying.
Who is this? I'm reformed. Yo.
You're lying. You're lying.
Put me on. Put me on.
This girl's tits. Holy shit.
Okay, wait. Helbin might save me here. Helbin might save me here, unironically. It sounds bad.
This bitch is so salty, bro. It's like any opposition. She needs to I am not... The one thing you will never... I will die before I give you a concession on this. Hellbent was the antisocial one. That's a truth you people aren't ready for. That's a truth people aren't ready for, okay? It's a truth that they're not prepared for. You will never get me to make a single concession to that bitch. Not even one. Not even one, bro.
Nah, it sounds bad right now. I was wingmanning Gamma with Goat. Hellbent is gonna save me here. Hellbent is gonna save me here. Watch.
Dude, like you just like furiously typed up a message to her to do something real quick for you.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. She's
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
save me here.
Post proof.
Wait. Let's fucking go! I'm fucking vindicated.
Okay. Auntie stepped in.
Yeah, Hellbent's coming in here to say that, to vouch that Gamma is not attracted to Goat. So apparently Green is just completely making this up, which is funny. Because, like, when I was saying that the Kiwi Farm shit that Dickers was referencing never happened, it was like I find it hard to believe it just completely make that up. Well, you know what, Gamma? I find it really hard to believe that Green would just completely make that up. Green doesn't sound like a good actor or a good liar. And his voice, when reiterating this, was incredibly passionate. If he is lying, it's an Oscar-worthy performance. I stand with Green. I believe Green.
No, it's literally Gamma. Like everybody that's asked you, do you like Go Cato are the leakiest motherfuckers in the world.
I don't.
Like you're just playing your cards close to your chest. But like you're giving her your Instagram,
dude.
you're giving her your face. Like you and Aiden are on like the same fucking level.
Listen.
I'm
Worse, she never got any of my private social media. She doesn't know my actual legal name. Did she? Well, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think she did. Let me verify that. Let me verify that. Wait, what was I running? Dude, I moved the thermostat by 1 fucking degree. 1 degree. And my grandma felt it. Like, I don't know if it's like an ancestral memory or something, but she likes feeling like she's in an oven, I guess. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't think she ever got. No, I don't think she ever got my private social media. To be fair, I don't really use any private social media, but the one that I do have that I give to people, I don't think she ever got that.
I'm conventionally attractive.
Dude, he's
I
smiling.
am
He's
in good
fucking.
shape.
He's giggling
Wait,
and he's
how the hell are you
smiling,
making
saying this
you
shit.
right? Alvin was
Are you
trying to
fucking
get
kidding me?
A-lines.
I was confused because like the reason I hesitated there is because I knew what hers was because she showed it to me, but I don't know if I ever gave her mine. So I was wondering, did I do that? But it just does not look like I did. I don't think I did. Yeah. No.
That's true, dude.
I think if you have
Uh-oh.
extensive DMs with Gokato, you're compromised.
You can ask her. You can ask her about like what's it called about my
This-
relationship with her, and she'll tell you that there's fucking nothing. Because I
Yeah,
never.
because you
Because
just
I've
want to
never
play
been
the long
interested in
game,
Shadow.
bro. You're actually doing a slow burn right now, and it's so obvious to anybody with fucking brain. You're doing a fucking slow burn. You fucking kidding me?
Gokato has
Green is so real.
17,000 subscribers.
Green is so real. Green is so real. Green is so real. This is the thing, man. The assertion that I ever ran a fucking hug box is like actually psychotic and delusional. Did I want a hug box? Of course I want. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want? It's like, do you want everyone to agree with you and think you're like some awesome badass? Yeah, of course. No fucking shit. Was that what anything was in reality? No. Was I accepting that? Yeah. There were people, and they're going to be accusing me Aiden Dick Riders, but these people all substantially disagreed with me at one point or another, who have been very, very fucking fair. Very fair. There are some that you could tell were just going with wherever the wave went, and then would temporarily support like any like absurd claim made by someone who didn't like me and defend them. And it's like, okay, I think you're like really cringe and you're like a fucking sheep. But some of these types, man, they were there at my lowest.
You're doing the slow burn. Dude, remember right when all this shit happened? He's like, guys, is anyone else concerned for GOAT? Dude, you were going and consoling her,
I never
man.
said that.
You're
I never
like,
said that, by the way.
did Aiden
I
hurt
never
you,
said that, by the way.
baby?
I never said that, by the way.
Aiden,
Now you're just
Aiden did it
lying. Now you're
again,
ironically just
huh?
lying. Now you're
Aiden did it
ironically-
again,
Now you're actually
didn't
just
he?
lying. Now you're actually just lying. If you were right on something, I tell you you were right. But no, you're unironically just like lying.
No.
Every time you
true.
get close to a woman, Gamma,
I'm doing the
you like-
debate. None of these are gonna be my point.
Oh, so when Green like is like obviously exaggerating for the sake of making fun of you, it's an overt lie. But when it's done to me, it's funny. It's lie. It is funny. Please laugh. But notice how when the script flips, okay, they're happy to participate. They're happy to get their digs in when it's somebody that's a safe target at the moment. But when the script flips, they lose their minds. Okay, they fucking lose their minds. You can watch it and play right now.
Nigga, you're top.
And I've prayed to every mainstream god in existence that the script flips on all of them.
Guy is morale, dude.
Well, then
Just
we'll
look
give
at
him to
you.
Aiden. We're
You're just
giving him to
lying.
Aiden.
At least he's up front.
Dude, this is Gamma, dude.
The two kissless virgins are both arguing over this fucking girl. It's gonna be so bad.
One now, buddy. Only one now. And it's not me. So go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You guys can't use that one anymore. You can't use that one anymore.
Can't wait.
Yeah, where is Aiden?
I'm right here.
100 milligrams.
This fucking sucks.
100 milligrams.
If Aiden has a heart attack mid-debate, does that mean Gamma wins?
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Transcript on
By
this
default,
screen,
yeah.
Dude, the transcript's not fucking loading. This sucks.
What are you doing? Are you looking up every mention of Lyle and these Steven
I'm
streams?
trying to look up mentions of things like coverage, ending my coverage, like that kind of stuff.
He's never said that.
I will.
You don't remember?
No, I have said that, and I think I remember exactly what stream that happened on. Go look at the stream yourself. It would have been either the 12-hour stream or the one that immediately followed that. The one that immediately followed that. I said it like, until he does something new, we're done, which this is still my position, right? This guy's not going to be like any other drama, right? I'm not going to continue to go back in the past and cover him. But if it's something new that is noteworthy of coverage and stands on its own, comes up, I'll absolutely be fine covering that.
Remember, in Icy, because like Icy's gone now, we can like talk about it, right?
I'm turning you up. Just
My
say it.
impression.
Don't just mute him and say it so I can hear you.
Did you do it on TV?
Not bringing it back.
In what regards? You want me to like do a turnaround where he said if like the record shows that I'm lying, then I have to do blah blah blah?
Note he never answered that question, by the way, when I asked it to him in our first debate. He was insisting that he had said something in a conversation that he never said. And when we learned that someone recorded it, since he was willing to take what was very obviously a fucking minor mistake in recollection and frame it as if it was an intentional lie, then would he concede that he had lied when he asserted that in the very conversation we were having, he had said something that he did in fact not say? And Gamma, despite asserting that he absolutely did say this, when I asked him, okay, but if the recording shows you didn't, will you concede you lied? He wouldn't answer. He said, well, I won't, because I know I did. It's like, did you eat breakfast this morning? Like, he refused to engage with that hypothetical because he, despite insisting in certainty, was absolutely uncertain. And that in and of itself is a lie.
No, I feel like that's something Queeman would have to decide as the moderator towards the end. What is there to concede here? Aiden would have to embarrass himself and said that he did overstate in either intentionally or unintentionally. Well, I would have to that would be an automatic condition. Yes, you would have to in order to set a timeline to better express what occurred. He would have to leak DMs showing a specific date. That's what I would want. That's what actually what I want from Hellbent too, is for her to show DMs from a specific date.
Cool. So that's I guess the other recording. Your room is a slight echo, which is no. It's my webcam mic. If I had my normal mic working right now, there would be zero fucking echo. The problem is, for some reason, when I went to go live, all of my audio input disappeared except for my webcam, and all of my audio output disappeared. So to even fucking listen to anything, despite my microphone working fine for output, I have to plug my headphones into my microphone so I could fucking hear anything on my PC. If anybody can figure out why it's not fucking working, that would be sick. So when I go live tomorrow or the next day. Imagine getting thrown to the bus by a trailer park goth, then instead of leaking how you were romance scammed in DMs with her, you start throwing all your friends under the bus. Are you talking about me? Yeah, I've been the guy that's been throwing people under the bus. So true. So true. How was England overall? Was it all ruined by the draw? No, I actually quite enjoyed it. The last bit of time there was kind of a total save. I gotta be honest, saved the whole trip. That was crazy. Soul's just a normal guy. I'm fine when I'm hanging around a normal person, a bunch of fucking commentary streamer losers and shit, and when I don't feel like everything I'm fucking saying or doing is gonna get recollected to a stream or whatever, I was pretty fine. I had a lot of fun. I also got way more attention up north for being American. So some of it negative, some of it positive. Some fucking total cunt called my accent wank.
Echo.
Oh, brother.
Who said
Bro, what is going on, man?
Me.
Hi. Smile.
I would listen in, but apparently
little fucking giggle. It's like, oh my god, I'm so cool. I'm so cool.
I don't know,
Oh my
what to
God,
tell
look.
you, but like I was being honest at the very least, and that's all that I care about.
You were being honest that you were giggling like a little girl. That's
funny.
some fucking
It's
evil.
funny. Obviously, it's going to.
No,
be
it's not. It's really not. It's really gay.
I think I'm
It's
gonna
really
start,
gay that you thought it was like cool, and you're like, oh my god, look at this. And you just look like a total fucking loser. You look like even more of a loser than Aiden. I'm gonna like be so real.
Okay,
You genuinely.
Okay, listen.
she actually considered Aiden as a partner. She never considered your
ass. You can tell me afterwards.
True? Verifiably true?
QQ, I will say that Goat Kato, I guess, is attractive, but she's just not somebody that I would like, you know.
She's attractive.
So she's attractive, but it's a punishment to fuck her.
It is so fun. The irony and all. It's like, okay, it's like not an interest. Some guy's like lying to save himself from embarrassment. That's fine. But when I consider like his tone and his accusations, when he thought that he had the one up on me, and he was accusing me of being dishonest about the nature of my like, interactions with this person, it is like the script has like completely flipped on him.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
You're a lying coward piece of
Being
shit.
attractive doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking fuck her. Actually,
talk about the mini zween in the club. Okay, I can talk about that one briefly. That one's kind of funny. So this is surprisingly the second time that some guy was like coming on to me in Seoul or whatever. The first time happened before we left London by some guy who was like old enough to be like my dad in a bar or whatever. And then the second time, it was late. We were hitting shit clubs up all night. They all sucked ass, and Seoul was insisting it's the city. The city's like this. And then we went to one. It was like a fucking nightclub, EDM shit, rave type energy. It was cool, and it was actually like completely packed. And as we were leaving, before we were leaving, Seoul had to go use the bathroom because he was like pissing like a horse every 2 seconds. So I was out in the smoking area, and I noticed this like dude that just like kept like staring at me and wasn't even trying to hide. He was like staring at me. He just kept fucking staring. And I was like, is my jacket really that fucking ridiculous? Like, is it that ridiculous? And then I go in, and then we're leaving for the night. And as we're going out, him and the guy he's with start a conversation where he comes up and he's like, I just have to tell you, you're so beautiful. And it was like, okay. Now keep in mind, this guy would adamantly insist that he was not gay, that he was just not gay. Then I'm walking out with Seoul, and he's like talking to us. I was like, he's from like Pakistan or some shit. So I was like, the easiest way to, I guess, make people chill or happy in your presence is to talk about their show that you know something about where they're from, whatever. I was asking if he spoke like Urdu and shit, and just to be like friendly or whatever. And we were walking out, and then he was like asking. He then started asking me for my Snap, and I have Snap, but I don't use it, so I just told him I didn't have one. And then he wanted my Instagram, and I was giving it to him with like I think I did give it to him. And then he was like talking to Seoul and shit, and they were in a conversation. He was like insisting, he just like kept insisting he wasn't gay. And then he completely locked on to Seoul, because what then happened, to my understanding, is that with Seoul's Instagram, he then went and found his like with Seoul's Snapchat, he then went and found his Instagram, his Facebook, and tried to add him on literally everything. And it was like, this guy's like a fucking weirdo. He's obviously gay. He's obviously not gonna be anyone's type because he's fucking old. And it's whatever, right? Just like block and move on. But then we go back. We're in the same club the next night. And who do we see? And who sees us? Who sees us? Him. His name was not Hassan, Hassam with an M. It had an M at the end of it. And we're like, fuck, dude. But I was feeling like a little crummy at that point, because I just hadn't drank enough, I guess. This guy comes up to us, and he is like, just, I guess, invites himself to like hang with us the whole time. He was talking to Seoul. I wasn't fucking listening to either of them. I was like just ignoring this guy because I wanted nothing to do with him. And then Soul kind of like whispers to me, "What the fuck do we do?" And I'm not a super confrontational type. Soul doesn't confront anyone on anything because he has this like weird like need to be polite or whatever. And I just scream really loudly, "Dude, we have to talk now. You wouldn't believe who the fuck just measures," like some excuse to get us out of there and be kind of funny. And I like pull him aside or whatever to get away from this guy. And then later we go out and he finds us again. And he was like offering to like buy us drinks or some shit. I'm not gonna take drinks from from some fucking weirdo, okay? Who like clearly wants to fuck. And I'm not interested. And like I don't know if he's gonna drug me or some shit. I'm not gonna. He leaves and then he comes back and he's just like trying to talk to us. And at this point, before he came back, I said to Soul, I'm just gonna tell him to fuck off because he can't take a hint. So when he comes back, I'm trying to be more overt about how much I don't like him by completely ignoring him. At which point he then brings up, I don't know if you guys don't want me around, and I just interrupt. I say, yeah, we don't want you around. Sorry, but bye or whatever, and he fucking left. That was literally it. That was the story. And Soul was like, "How did you do that?" or something, because Soul's like an anxious little like fucking. This guy doesn't understand cities, so anytime some beggar would fucking come up to me, he'd start a whole conversation. I know, it's a boring story. It's a boring story. But then we met some other like cool drunk guys, and then one of them sold us weed or some shit. It was cool, but then it was weird. He was with a girl who was like, they were friends and they used to date and now they're exes, but they were there together. And I was talking to her and she was like, according to her, she accidentally spiked herself with like MDMA or some shit. And then while I'm talking to her in Soul, she's like, "Can you like help me like get out through the fucking club?" Because like she's completely disoriented now because she spiked herself and her friends have just like left her. She's like trying to look for them. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I help her get to the club. And then she like stumbles out to go into the street and look for them. And I go by and Soul. I'm like, yeah, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead. Anyways. Old fella hunt. Well, that literally happened at the bar we were at in London. There was this guy that was talking to me about his like psych degree and all the time he spent in prison. No, dude. Okay, I gotta tell this one real quick. Okay, quick interruption. I gotta tell this one real quick. It was like literally the best night ever. We went to this fucking place and we went to this. Dude, I gotta tell you the story of that night. I gotta tell you the story of that night. So Perry abandons us after dinner. All right, he's just like, "Okay, guys, bye," and then he walks away, and it's like, I thought he was joking at first, but no, he was just actually running away or whatever. So that's fine. And then we're going to look for clubs in London. They all suck. So I went back to a club that we were at in the nights prior with everyone else, just me and Soul. And we go there, and Soul keeps telling me. Hellbent's texting me. Hellbent said he wants to pull up. He wants to know what bar we're at because we're in Soho at that point, going somewhere else. And I was like, and he's like, "Dude, she's so annoying. I said, just tell her to fuck off. Like, you don't have to talk to her. And he's like, okay, fine. So I think at this point he's told her to fuck off. Then we get there, and I don't know how this guy met us. He just like spawned out of nowhere. He's the coolest guy ever. This guy called Zach. Okay. He's wingman for me. He's having me join him in conversation. He has to be like 27 or some shit. We like the same music. He prefers the music downstairs rather than the shit music upstairs that Queenan likes. He actually agreed with my take on that. This was the like coolest guy ever. And then, we're really clicking with Zach, we're talking to Zach. I see Hellbent. And at this point, I know, with my understanding, Soul hasn't told her where we were. So I'm thinking, because when I said I was going back to the bar from the other night in Icy, she knew what that bar was. I think this bitch just showed up, like, completely fucking uninvited. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is like stalker like behavior or whatever. There's an update to that makes it not so much stalker behavior. From my perspective, though, that's what that looked like. Like, she knows I don't hang out with her. I wasn't. She wanted to get a coffee. I didn't want to get coffee with her. And now she's just showing up to a bar I'm at, like, uninvited. And I'm like, okay. So then she, like, apparently tried to talk to me to, like, litigate the drama. And I was shit-faced at that point. And I literally just, like, walked away from her. So then she, like, pulls Zach aside. And so I was talking to Zach. And Zach keeps, like, looking at me. Like, he keeps giving me this, like, weird look as he's talking to her or whatever. Because she, like, showed up to a bar where we're all drunk to, like, litigate her drama. And then she left. And then I find out later on that Soul actually had given her the location where we were at, but then told her at the end. He's given mixed messages because this guy's, like, polite or whatever, which that's not politeness. That's just, like, you're completely indecisive. And which she then told her, I wouldn't come if I were you or something. And then she showed up anyway. I thought that was still, like, pretty weird that she just showed up to a bar to try to, like, litigate drama with me while I was, like, shit-faced. But then that same night, this other dude is coming up to us and, like, joining me, Soul, and Zach. And he's like, how old do you think I am? Like, looking at me. And I'm like, I don't know, like your 30s or some shit. And he's like, yeah. Sorry, he's like, no, I'm 40 something. I don't remember what it was. But he's like talking about his, like, psychology degree, and asked me about America and what kind of, and it's like, okay, it's normal stuff. But, like, as I hear, he's, like, very fucking wasted. And when he's talking to me, he's leaning in for it. This guy's really touchy and shit. And he just starts following us around because he invited himself. And while we're, like, there, like, trying to vibe, this guy would whisper and start telling me a story about his girlfriend who committed suicide. Well, I'm just trying to vibe and chill. And I'm barely, like, tuned in, but it's like, dude, all due respect, I didn't say this to him. I was thinking this. I don't want to fucking hear about your girlfriend who committed suicide while I'm trying to, like, vibe and shit. And then when we go out to smoke, he's, like, giving us his whole life story. He's like, I can tell through my psychology degree that you're just a very kind, genuine person. And then he starts talking about how the time he spent in prison, he never elaborates what that was for, but how he got out of prison and shit. And it was just like, we had to ditch this. It was so weird. He was being really touchy with, like, everyone. Why does Aiden think he's too famous? Well, I was just recollecting a story, so.
Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me?
We don't get that. Listen, I love England. All I gotta say is, if I lived in England, I would have got game years ago, bro, years ago.
Oh, you got the child rapist on fucking stream to back you up.
Maybe it's because I've just never done nightlife in the U.S., but, like, it's a very easy way to meet people that I'm not used to. I'm not used to meeting people being, like, that convenient.
All you had to do was just say.
I'm not a bad kid, man. I don't have a fake ID and shit. I don't go to clubs or anything.
It would be a pleasure.
What you just said is all you had to say on stream. She's obvious. If you met her in real life and you knew nothing about her personality or what she had done, you would have been attracted to her or wanted to talk to her in some way. And you wouldn't just say that. You're trying to say you're not attractive to her physically, but it's really what she's done that you're not attracted to.
I'm extremely picky. It just doesn't fucking bode with me.
This guy's picky. Yeah, dude, I'm believing that.
But you're not scared of how she looks. You're scared of what she does.
Well, actually,
and you wouldn't just say that.
Yeah, actually,
if you met her at a concert in the dark, you just see her in the corner at a concert, you'd want to go talk to her. All you had to do was...
Wait, what is this?
It's over.
Wait, is it pulled up? Is Chad live on Kick right now? Hold on. Dude, he's reacting to this stream. What is going on? I guess this was a while ago. It's like 20 minutes ago.
How does it feel that Chud declared your career is over?
Hmm. I will say, okay. I have noted an immediate change in Aiden. I don't know if anyone else thinks this as well.
It literally, I agree, but at this point, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, if I'm like bipolar, or it was a gas leak. Because, like, as I was, like, doing, like, a lot of, like, introspection and shit, I was, like, looking back, I was, like, I was cringing hard as fuck. Like, I was like, why the fuck was I doing any of this? Wait, what was...
Immediate change in Aiden. I don't know if anyone else thinks this as well. But it does feel like he is, you know, stopped being a direct as much. I don't know, there's just... It is like a drug addict. It is like a fucking drug addict, bro. It does feel like a drug addict to me. And you've intervened with a drug addict and gone, come on, man. You're stealing at your...
I'm on the path to sobriety. I'm on the path to sobriety. Regarding my obsession, talking about some, like, fat 40-year-old fuck in Texas.
You've stolen $100 out your grandmother's purse to get a hit. What are you doing here, man? You got to sort your life out, dude. And they're like, oh, you're right.
Dude. Are you Adderall, Max? What is this, like, Adderall thing, man? People think I'm, like, an addict. People think I'm, like, some deranged, unhinged drug addict. Fuck. Alright, anyways. Back to what I was just looking at. And I've said this before, right? There's a difference between lone fuck-ups and patterns of behavior, and I plan to keep it the former, right? I broke, I'm not blaming it all on this, because all, like, alcohol does is it just, like, lowers your inhibitions, but, like, the shit you had under there is, like, real, right? But it's like I broke my biggest rule. I said this about Boblox and shit. Like, when you're like, if you're like properly like intoxicated or anything, you put your phone away. You just don't go on your fucking. You're like, you don't use like anything, so like any social media or some shit. I couldn't imagine like if I was like on LSD or some shit, like actually like using like Discord or whatever. That I'd be really fucked there. I'd be actually totally fucked there. When I tried it, because it did. I thought I had the house to myself when I tried acid. And then my mom texts me, oh, by the way, your cousin's coming over or whatever. And it's like, and I'd taken it at that point. It hadn't really like fully set in. But I was like, dude, I can't come downstairs or whatever. And then she's like, oh, the door's locked. You have to go let him in. And at this, it's not like peeking at this point. And like, I go to let him in. And like, I look at his face, and his face like all distorted to me and shit. And I just like, I think I like laugh like a psycho, and then stumble upstairs. And then because I'm insanely on, I just like text him, sorry, I'm on acid, lol. Which is like, if you know like my relations with my family, I would never tell them some shit like that. So I got like way too honest. The alcohol that makes you dox people? Yes, that kind of alcohol. Yes. Applies it to alcohol, but not meth? Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're referring to stimulants. Depending on the stimulant, stimulants actually can make you better control of your inhibitions or urges or whatever. What am I even covering? I don't even know, dude. I'm just live. This has been at this point, like, you've signed up for like going on constant tangents if you fucking watch me.
Say that. And then clarify, but by the time we were talking online or whatever, I knew she was interacting with so many guys in a way I didn't like, so she was never a romantic interest for me.
She never
Listen
was,
bro.
and I'm like talking to Mara about something right now, so I'm not really paying attention.
Just listen to Ankh.
Mara about something right now, so I'm not really paying attention.
Just listen to Ankh, bro. Just listen to Ankh.
No, this is bad.
That is Ankh wisdom. Listen, I'm gonna start charging a service. If you just want to run.
But they don't though. If you have ADHD, like prescribed stimulants absolutely do control or can control input. I get that like everyone reacts differently, but like, yeah, that I'm pretty sure they're like some symptoms of ADHD are like impulsivity is, and I know there's like this big cope right now. People have now used ADHD as like a explanation for literally every ADHD is just every symptom ever. Like, but like no, high impulsivity and shit is like a part of that. And like medication is like certain medications have demonstrated a reduction in that impulsivity.
And some optics by me. I'm always correct about everything, so I'll just get it right. So just come run it by me.
That's not true because you keep posting shit from that Peter freak or whatever, the schizo.
Funny? It's funny.
No, that can't be allowed.
Oh my
He's a
god.
total lunatic who docks himself.
Well, I'm gonna keep posting it.
All right, Mara. Thank you for that.
Why? Why would anyone who cares about doxing promote Peter, who's literally going to be doxing himself again in like a week? And it's like, oh, well, it's different because he's choosing to share that. This guy is not able to consent to sharing his own information. Peter is like very obviously like incredibly mentally ill. He has no idea what he's doing. I don't know why he's not under conservatorship if he isn't under one already. I don't think Peter's a bad guy. He shouldn't be online. And he can't consent to actually anything. Dude, I fucking lost my shit because I've known Peter Peter does this like self-destructive thing whenever he's mad, where he'll just start leaking all his credit card details and shit. And it's like, a credit card is one thing. It sucks, but people will spend you and you'll be in debt or you can dispute the charge. I don't know. But a credit card is one thing that can be replaced. But when he decided to leak his fucking social security number, it's over for this guy, dude. What the fuck is he doing? Isn't Peter that one guy who who people told him he's totally a pedophile or whatever, and he's digitally self-harming by... Yes, yeah. Peter is a highly autistic and possibly some other stuff adult who I've known for a while, who is cognitively very stunted and completely impulsive, and he just wants to be loved and fit in. And this need to fit in forever has caused him to be highly susceptible to influence and engage in incredibly impulsive behavior. And now that like the whole like when Kick came around and like people like acting like asshats in public for streams came around, he went to live streaming, and somebody who wants to be loved, is cognitively disabled and highly susceptible to suggestion, and a live IRL streaming and a chat in combination with that is a disastrous combination, because he has a chat that doesn't give a fuck about him, that just gives a fuck about the content that encourages him to engage in reckless behavior IRL.
Hardly.
And I think that like, yeah, like some people like that who are probably so stunted they wouldn't be able to consent to something like sex should probably not be able to like use the internet. I think it's an incredible risk to themselves.
I actually think Peter is epic and awesome, and I think it's funny that he's locked in his own Discord channel where he can only talk to himself all day.
Man, that was so good. I wish Cal got called in so Queeman could fucking hear. You and Cal were trying to show off the goat, and that's the only reason you sent her your physique, because you wanted to show her your little fucking stringy little
it was an ego thing. Nobody's ever gonna fucking believe it, dude. It's so fucking scuffed, dude. It's so scuffed.
All you had to do was
Gamma, you are an embarrassment, Gamma.
Unfortunately, people your color. Yeah, Gamma. You like actually
people your color don't understand what a self-worth is.
People your color.
Self-sacrifice.
Even Aiden didn't give go.
Dude, no, you know what's fucked up? You know what's so fucked up?
Is
Gamma 100% thought people were gonna think that was cool or funny when he just looks like a pathetic faggot.
Dude, so true. So true. Why is chat like? Why are the chatters like actually based tonight? I guess it's because they're not being. I guess because they're not being mean to me. That's why I think they're. No, I'm kidding. But chat very based tonight. I must say.
Like so fucking
I
gay.
100% think that. I just want to take like fucking joke in this VC.
Yeah, but then you know what Queen is.
You sacrifice, dude. You sacrifice like like you actually did pretty well. You got like Aiden like on a couple things.
Wait,
and
you
you're
just I didn't bring it up.
Dude, I hate this fucking baby bun loser.
It was somebody else who
literally you could have just refused to engage them and just be like,
am I the only one?
I don't know.
I fucking hate this.
And you would have won. You would have won. You would have won, bro. You would have won.
I know I'm not a bitch made coward. I'm gonna be honest, even if it's
wait, Gamma, no.
It just makes you
Gamma, that would have never
like actual like weird pedophile who's like a little snitch for Aiden.
Gamma, I want you to win.
No, and then you know what too? You know what the worst part is? Gamma, that's not even a good excuse. That's not even a good excuse.
Who is Junk talking about?
You would have won.
I know I'm not a bitch made coward. I'm gonna be honest, even if it's
wait, Gamma, no.
It just makes you
that would have never
like actual like weird pedophile who's like a little snitch for Aiden.
Gamma, I want you to win.
No, and then you know what too? You know what the worst part is?
Wait, is he talking about the guy we just named?
You would have won, bro. You would have won.
I know I'm not a bitch made coward. I'm gonna be honest, even if it's
wait, Gamma, no.
It just makes you and you would have won.
It was somebody else who
literally you could have just refused to engage them and just be like,
am I the only one?
I don't know.
I fucking hate this.
And you would have won. You would have won. You would have won, bro. You would have won.
I know I'm not a bitch made coward. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, he just said some username before. I had no clue who the fuck this person was. They're like a snitch for me.
Wait, Gamma, no.
It just makes you
that would have never
like actual like weird pedophile who's like a little snitch for Aiden.
Gamma, I want you to
Aiden derangement
No,
syndrome?
and then you know what too? You know what the worst part is? Gamma, that's not even a good excuse. That's not even a good excuse because you're the one who leaked that shit to begin with, and you thought that was like an epic own on like Aiden. So like everyone in here.
But there was like fucking less people in here when I said that, and it was supposed to be just between the people that were in VC at the time.
Yeah, and you really thought you did.
It's a public VC.
It was supposed to be just like funny here.
It wasn't funny.
The joke excuse doesn't. Nobody lets me get away with that one. Nobody lets me get away with that one, even when I am very obviously joking. So sorry. All statements are serious, Gamma.
Here, it was not funny at all.
I was telling you not to say it.
I didn't say it. How many times do I have to tell you guys I didn't say it?
I know.
You're crashing out right now. You're crashing out now.
When you brought it up in VC, I said, "Don't use this. Don't bring this up." Who's
under zero
weaponized
pressure
against you?
No.
Zero pressure.
Okay, wait. You're saying not to have brought it up in VC period, right?
Yes, you should have.
You didn't know what I was going to bring up.
You started talking about like caliber.
Gamma, I
said
support
about
you.
me versus Aiden. I was like, that's just don't bring it up.
Why would you?
I didn't bring it up in regards to
Junk was sweeping? Junk was trying to sweep for Gamma? Don't mention this, Gamma. Don't mention it. It's going to look bad for you. Get the own on Aiden, Gamma. Don't be an embarrassing loser. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. All of these people are pathetic.
Don't
Cato, this bitch that you dated Bernie thinks I'm attractive. Are you kidding me?
It goes out of Nuki, and it's like, dude, obviously gonna laugh at it. It's funny.
But I think my vote is like 6 votes. So yes, permanently.
Gamma, you thought it would be a good flex to have Bernie's fucking ex come up and say that she thought you were attractive, dude. You know how bad that is? You had the fucking aces and vice. You dated this fat retard in State. Called you attractive, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait. It's not even that I thought it was like a good flex.
Men.
Slow the fuck down. It's not even that I thought it was a good flex. It's just that like I thought that Aiden would have like some fucking, I don't know, like
Visceral reaction.
I need Gokado to explain her reasoning right now. Did she?
Yeah, dude, you completely owned me. Actually, totally owned.
Is it a pity compliment? What the fuck?
You're slowing down a bit, but he didn't have to react, Gamma. He just had to let you
However,
talk.
these are all ICVCers. He's literally just taking my chat. This is literally icy, bro.
And then he won.
Yeah.
That's the problem right now, dog.
Yeah, you literally.
Actually, he's not taking my chat. My chat betrayed me. And I understand that. I'll just know. I'll remember.
This shit. Do you know what, Gamma? Gamma, as your day one, this shit sucks. All right. I'm pissed.
Never bet on Gamma.
Okay, no, seriously, but seriously, I was being honest about every aspect of that conversation.
Gamma, no one gives a fuck that you're being honest about it. People give a fuck that you were being like completely retarded when you first tell Kyle. Yo, Kyle, leak this now. Yeah, this is so funny. I look like such a faggot, but you know what? This is so funny, guys.
No, because the fucking, okay,
honestly, it's terrible.
All right, what did I miss? Gamma tried to get an easy on me for his perception that I was dishonest about the nature of my interests and interactions with Goat Kato, only for it to be readily apparent through him digging himself a hole that he was in fact the one being dishonest about his interests in Goat Kato.
Wait, slow down. And ironically, you're correct, Lumpy Willie. But I simply wanted, I didn't want this to like be used like.
Can you ban Aiko? No.
A fucking high effect. Kathy said, "Why don't you Rizzer and fucking tuck in?" And I was like, "I don't even have to Rizzer. I don't even have to do that, right? There's already like stuff about that isn't like fully fucking pertaining to me going after this person."
No, Gamma. No.
I mean, I even believe you that you're not into her. I just think that like you didn't.
Okay. If we even saw that, Babka would have to fucking be forced to lie. By the way, Babka would have to like admit that she fucking lied because she's never seen like a full body picture of me.
Dude, I spared your ass. I'm banned from Queenman's server. I would have said all that shit
Are
in.
you banned from Queenman's
Because
server?
I tried to join when I was a new account. I was blown. Oh my fucking god. I couldn't do. You're lucky.
Gamma, why do you let your ego just like rape you?
I'm sorry.
Like, every single time.
I'm sorry. Queeman banning opposition. Hugbox. Hugbox.
I know
It's got a body like a Coke bottle.
It's okay, Gamma. We can rebuild.
Gamma looks
We
like
can work
Gerard Way.
Dude, Junk is like the most shameless fucking sweeper ever. The most I love it, dude. They want me to fall so bad, and then this is the people they send. These are the people they send me, and it's just like handing me the dove.
Not true, by the way. Complete lie. Not true, by the way. Complete lie.
Like a Coke bottle.
Gamma.
Yeah, which assertion you disagree with? Because this is, I'm pretty sure the opinions of the majority of people that watch that stream. You can look at chat. I guess like everyone except you has lost it. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, if does see that,
Alright, so let's go into the conversation, and I'll give you some points of contact, right? Because I was interested to know that Gen 6 was something that you first wanted to discuss, because I think that's a perfect
what is this
microcosm, or I should say, an example. It epitomizes everything I love.
What was it like when I was growing up?
In the harsh streets of Tijuana.
Tijuana. I was broke poor, and I had pulmonary issues.
What you mean was?
Heartbreak emoji. Dude, I am.
So green. What the fuck is this flag? I don't know, Kathy. Why are you asking me?
Fuck! I should have brought up this fact. Actually, it would have been really funny.
What fact?
I bought that shirt on what's it called in Hot Topic.
Yeah, you should have brought it up.
How would that be funny? That would just make me
I actually dropped it on Topic.
This is why Babka called you gay. This is why Babka said that you're a femboy. Damn, come on.
I would rather be known as gay than like what's it called? Be fucking Mroud. No offense, Mroud. Well,
I actually agree.
I would rather be called gay than be Mroud. Okay.
I'd rather.
No, Mroud's cooler. Mroud's cooler. Mroud's cooler.
Well,
He's probably like own up
to just like being a sex pest. I can respect that.
But I haven't fucking sex pested anyone is a thing.
That's
true.
Yeah,
You're just a
He keeps it subtle.
Worse. At least when I was
You're actually gay. You're actually
successful.
No, I'm not gay. I'm actually.
You were content to be friend zoned. You bragged about it on stream.
Wait, Gamma, you're what?
I'm not gay. I'm just very picky.
You just very
What does that even mean?
The fact you didn't send the picture to me goes way against your theory, because it makes it look like you are looking for more than just the ego boost. Because if you sent it to me and I rated it, but you were afraid to have me rate it because you are sending it for more than just a rating.
Wait, we're talking about the.
No, I'm talking about whoever was
You
just
vote
talking.
for
You
private
sound
server,
fucked
bro.
up.
We're not
You
talking
sound like a
about fucking face
retard.
picture.
You and Cal were trying to impress her, bro.
You what do you mean? Like you wanted to see my fucking face, which was unrelated to this discussion. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm saying if you were purely wanting people to rate you and you sent it to me, a random gay guy that could have rated it, because you didn't get any extra benefit from that, like when you send it to the girls and there's a potential they might flirt with you.
Or maybe we'll finish this tomorrow. I'm done. It's 4 a.m. It's almost 4 a.m. Thank you guys so much for watching. W Return stream. If you haven't already, IC is back open. It's open to everyone. I guess maybe some people forgot and just like haven't made the move because they're still talking in Gamma's rapidly dying chat. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, as always. John was right, Aiden. It's almost 4 a.m. But yeah, so that's that. I will see you guys tomorrow, and the seed will continue as many of those with Aiden derangement syndrome continue to fall and drop like flies, and I revel in their misery. That was a joke. /J. I have to clarify that now because chat's autistic. Nobody else to rate into. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.